whiteout. So it's kind of like, okay, I'll be curious to see how the fans react. I think Penn State wins this game, and I think what has helped them and what will help them is the fact that they can still make the playoff without a doubt. And at 11-1, you're in.
Yeah.
10-2, you're on the fence.
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah. And
especially losing to a team that's not going to be an elite team.
Right. So you have Washington this week at home, and then you have 2 road games at Purdue and Minnesota. I think Penn State wins this game, and I'm going to say I'm going to go under the under, which is 46.5. I'll say 31-14.
There you go. You got it. So Penn State and Washington this week, 8 p.m. kickoff. It's on Peacock, or if you want to find it on the Penn State Radio Network.
Good luck finding that.
If you're listening to us on a Friday night and miss part of the show, you will hear it in its entirety Saturday night, 6 o'clock, right up and until pregame showtime here on 830 WEEU, or it is available on your podcast form wherever you find your podcast. For Rich Osella, I'm Bob McCool. Enjoy Penn State and Washington on Saturday.
This is a WEEU sports presentation. You're listening to High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU. Our live coverage starts with the WEEU High School Football pregame show. A look ahead at today's game and all the action, Berks and beyond. Now, here's your host, Jeff Nolan.
On this second Friday in November, the playoffs continue here in District 3. It's a 6A quarterfinal matchup and a repeat game. The Falcons of Cedar Crest on the road to take on the Bulldogs of Wilson back in September. Wilson won this matchup at home 14-7. They scored the game's first 2 touchdowns. Falcons got 1 in the third. That was it. A final of 14-7 sets up the rematch tonight because in the opening round, it was Cedar Crest picking up a win over Hempfield. All our action comes your way at the top of the hour. Of course, the video and audio are free. The audio at 830 WEEU. Video on our YouTube channel. Can't miss it. Either go to our website, 830WEEU.com. You can find it that way, or simply go to YouTube at 830 WEEU Sports. First break coming up here. When we come back, we'll visit with each coach. Wilson's Doug Doms, and Cedar Crest, Nick Lambros. It's the pregame show on 830 WEEU, online, 830WEEU.com.
Are you feeling hungry? Then come to Wyomissing Bakery and Restaurant for breakfast or lunch. The best bakery and buffet in Berks County, with fresh fried chicken to homemade donuts, they got you covered. And you can even order off the menu. Everything is fresh, never frozen, and always homemade from scratch. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery is open daily from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. For the full menu and specials, go to WyomissingRestaurantandBakery.com. Get your feast on today, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Duck Donuts taste like nothing else out there. Warm and decadent, dipped and drizzled, and made to order just for you with a duck zillion choices. Donuts as decadent as these pair perfectly with our fresh hot or iced coffees. Or refresh yourself with lemonade, milkshakes, and maybe even an ice cream sundae. You ducks deserve it. Visit Duck Donuts at Wyomissing today. Open from 7 to 7, 7 days a week. 90 Commerce Drive in Wyomissing.
High School Football on WEEU. Presented by Savage Auto Group. Tune in all season long.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the pregame show. I'm Jeff Nolan. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Cedar Crest and Wilson. It's our game here on 830 WEEU. Free audio and video. Just go to the website, 830weeu.com. You can click the link there. It takes you right to the free video on YouTube. Now, our game tonight features two coaches with different lengths of longevity at their respective schools. Nick Lambros is a first-year head coach after being a longtime assistant. Wilson Doug Dobbs was a longtime assistant who's now a longtime head coach. Our Sean Tansky went out to Wilson to catch up with Dobbs, and they talked about, among other things, the effects of that Week 10 win over Manheim Township and how it applies to the postseason.
All right, Coach, when you left the field Week 10 with a road win over Manheim Township, how good did you feel about your team's chances in the postseason?
Well, I think that, we've really improved this year. I mean, we started an awful lot of young kids, 7 or 8 underclassmen on both sides of the ball, and it takes a long time for them to, master the intricacies of the game. I think there's probably 6 or 7 teams that can win districts, and it's just winning a question of who gets a break here and there and who comes to play.
How important is this extra week off to heal up and get some extra time to prepare?
Well, when you have a Week 10 game like we did with Township, which was an extremely physical game, we were a little beat up, they were a little beat up, and it's good to have that time so you don't have to, continue working your players. You can give them a week where it's pretty easy, work some fundamentals, and give them a chance to recover. So, sometimes you don't want the bye week, but this year was good to have it.
And then what are some of the pros and cons of playing a team in the regular season and then this early again in the playoffs?
I don't know if there's any pros, right? Cons all deals with high school mentality. No matter how much you drill into them, it was a really close game. They really want to get you, et cetera. In the back of our minds, the guys think, we beat them last time. We're trying to prevent that complacency, but you never know until we go out on Friday night.
Building off of that, what is one thing you need to correct from last time you guys did play Cedar Crest?
Our linebackers didn't do a very good job last time, and we didn't do a very good job on punt return and special teams. So, hopefully we've gotten better at that. Hopefully our linebackers have bought in and realized that they're role players, they don't have to make every tackle. They have to, do their job. And then offensively, we struggled a little bit. We had a young offensive line, but hopefully we matured there.
And then finally, after all of these seasons, does the postseason still feel special as a coach?
Postseason's always special, because after you win your championship, that's always one of your goals. Then your next goal is not to play a game in postseason, it's to win a district championship. And if you do that, then it's to go as far as you can in states.
As I mentioned earlier, Nick Lambros at Cedar Crest is in his first year as the head coach. He was a longtime assistant prior to that. Last week, they picked up an opening round playoff win over Hempfield. It's the first in school history in 27 years, and we talked about the importance of getting that win.
I think it was important for me for the sake of the kids. I really wanted the kids to have a good season. I want them to have the experience that I had when I played here. That's really why I'm coaching and teaching at my alma mater. That was always my dream to come back here and do that. So the win itself, it was really, they earned it and they've deserved it for their hard work. And as far as the length, it did take me a minute to figure that out. That it really was 27 years. But at the end of the day, we're going to get as far as we can with the guys we have every year, and that's kind of what I want. So hopefully we have some more in the future.
You had a brilliant performance by your young running back, Isaiah Zimmerman, 5 touchdowns as a coach. I mean, can you break that down?
Yeah, Isaiah is a special football player. I've said that a couple of times. He's even better than I thought he was going to be. And, he just gets going. And as the game goes on, he gets better. And that's what I want from all my players. And he has absolutely done that every game. He's gotten better every game. And, that absolutely showed against Hempfield.
So you have Hempfield last week who had played prior to Wilson's, that same kind of setup. What is it like to get ready for a team that you've already seen? Easy? Is there complications?
It's not easy. No playoff game is easy. It's probably more nerve-wracking than somebody who's, brand new and you're unfamiliar with, and they're unfamiliar with you. We know each other. I've coached against Wilson now for 21 years, and they've won 21 of those years, or 19 of them, or whatever it is. When the 2-year cycle, we were in Section 2. So it's the challenge in and of itself. So as far as familiar, not familiar, I mean, it's playoffs. You gotta get ready for playoffs. Every team's good.
So what has it been like for you? Because, again, the graduate, the longtime assistant, being an assistant for different coaches, you finally get your own shot. What was the unexpected that happened that you didn't really anticipate?
Most unanticipated thing really was my desire for the job early on. I didn't know if I really wanted it. And then once I got it, I'm like, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that I got it. I became just obsessed with every detail of it. And, as far as the thing that surprised me as the season began, it's just how the kids have really bought into everything that we've done. My coaches are phenomenal. They've done a phenomenal job with just the amount that I've asked them to do, because it is a little bit more. It's a little bit different than what we had done. And, as I go through the whole season, I can't tell you how grateful I am for the kids responding, for my coaches responding, and just doing what I've asked to do. And I think the results have been pretty solid.
So a look at tonight's game from the perspective of both the head coaches, Wilson's Doug Doms and Cedar Crest Nick Lambros. We will take a timeout. When we come back, a whole lot of playoff games tonight that we will cover with updates at halftime and, of course, on the scoreboard show. You're listening to the pregame show right here on 830 WEEU, online at 830weeu.com.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Hey, football fans! Sir Speedy Printing is your one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Whether you need top-notch printing, signs, posters, and banners, or a direct mail marketing campaign, they're ready to help. Get the quality products, services, and experience your business deserves. Give Sir Speedy Printing a call today at 610-670-2090 or visit their website, sirspeedy.com.
You're listening to High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group. On 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
It is our final chance here to hang out here in the pregame show. I'm Jeff Nolan. Don't forget, halftime, we update you on all the scores after the game, all the scores, all the highlights, conversation with the writers and the players on the scoreboard show immediately following our coverage of our game at the top of the hour, Cedar Crest and Wilson. Now, that's a 6A matchup. Let's stay in 6A. Top-seeded Manheim Township hosting 8th-seeded Cumberland Valley tonight. Harrisburg and Dallastown, a 4-5 matchup. Harrisburg, the home team there. It is Central York and Central Dauphin East. That is a 3-6 matchup with Central York holding the number 3 seed. Let's go to 5A. Unbeaten New Oxford is the top seed there. They've got 8th-seeded Exeter. 4th-seeded Conestoga Valley plays host to 5th-seeded Shippensburg. It is number 2 Mechanicsburg taking on Cocalico. Unbeaten Conrad Weiser, they are the number 3 seed. They are the home team against Mid-Penn Commonwealth representative Bishop McDevitt. 4A, Lampeter Strasburg, the top seed. They've got 8th-seeded Elko at home tonight. Twin Valley on the road is a number 5 seed, taking on number 4 Susquehanna Township. It is West York and Eastern York. That is a 3-6 game there. Tomorrow, Wyomissing host East Pennsboro, a 1 o'clock kickoff at Wyo. In 3A, Berks Catholic is the number 5 seed. They go on the road to take on top-seeded Bermudian Springs. Trinity at number 2 hosts number 3 Schuylkill Valley. In 2A and 1A championship games tonight, it is Mid-Penn Capital representative and top seed Steel High taking on Lancaster Lebanon representative Lancaster Catholic at number 2. 1A, it's a 1-2 matchup. DeLone Catholic at 1 taking on York Catholic at number 2. All right, that's all the time that we have. Again, we'll update you with the scores at the half, all the finals on the scoreboard show after the game. I'm Jeff Nolan. Coming up, Cedar Crest and Wilson. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Are you feeling hungry? Then come to Wyomissing Bakery and Restaurant for breakfast or lunch. The best bakery and buffet in Berks County. With fresh fried chicken to homemade donuts, they got you covered. And you can even order off the menu. Everything is fresh, never frozen, and always homemade from scratch. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery is open daily from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. For the full menu and specials, go to WyomissingRestaurantandBakery.com. Get your feast on today, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
It's time for high school football, presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
High school sports here on 830 WEEU are brought to you in part by Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Duck Donuts, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Ready, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Paradise by the Slice, Senda Auto Sales, Pizza Como, Reading Fight and Fills, Savage Auto Group, Sir Speedy Printing, Wyomissing Family Restaurant, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is proud to showcase the talented skill of our local high school athletes. From every tackle to every blitz and every thrilling touchdown, we bring you the best calls and analysis. Now, live from the field, your hosts, Bob McCool and Matt Lytle.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome tonight from John Gursky Stadium in West Lawn. District 3 of postseason coverage continues here on WEU as the Cedar Crest Falcons take on the Wilson Bulldogs. Cedar Crest at 8-3 overall on the season. Wilson is at 9-1. Both teams out of Section 1 of the Lancaster 11 League. The Bulldogs, the champions of Section 1 yet again in 2024. They ran the table at 6-0. Cedar Crest went 4-2 in sectional play. This is the 57th meeting between these two teams. It's been all Bulldogs in the matchup. 51 wins for Wilson, just 4 for Cedar Crest, and there's been a tie as well. And, of course, one of those games took place earlier this season, back on September 20th, right here at John Gursky Stadium. Wilson won it by a score of 14-7. This, a District 3 6A quarterfinal. Wilson pretty much a goal line stand away, or goal line fumble away from being unbeaten in 2024. But the Bulldogs are hosting a playoff game in November here on their own home field after a bye week. All in all, that's a pretty good place to be. And Wilson is also the number 7 ranked team in the state in Class 6A, according to Penn Live's state rankings. None of that matters a whole lot to the Cedar Crest Falcon team. They lost by a touchdown, as I said, right here on this field. It was back in week number 5. The winner of this one advances to the district semifinals. They'll take on either Central York or Central Dauphin East. That game being played at Central York as we speak. It's all high school sports, and it's presented by Savage Auto Group right here on WEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. And again, don't forget, you can see all of our coverage now for free at either our 830 WEU Sports YouTube page, or it is also now available on Facebook Live as well on our 830 WEU Facebook page. However you take it in, hope you'll enjoy high school football. Again, presented by Savage Auto Group. We'll take a timeout, back with more of our pregame show from West Lawn after this.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Senda has a wide variety of makes and models, and their friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations in the city of Reading and Sinking Spring, or call Senda Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
this is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Back to John Gursky Stadium alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. Again, District 3 6A quarterfinal tonight. It's a busy night of high school football. 7 Berks County teams still alive in the district playoffs. 6 of them playing tonight. 1 of them tomorrow in the Wyomissing Spartans. Alongside again Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. Getting you set for Cedar Crest and Wilson. The Falcons get a chance to hear a little bit during our pregame show earlier from Nick Lambros, their first-year head coach. He is a Falcon. Played for Cedar Crest and now has taken over after spending a number of years as an assistant and defensive coordinator. Sounds kind of familiar for the folks here in West Lawn because Doug Dobbs did exactly the same thing, but he has now been the head coach here in West Lawn for 19 seasons, 194-43 in his time. And we're going to jump right into Matt's keys to tonight's game, and they are brought to you, as always, by RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience finding countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis. See what he says. He might get a busy signal. For the keys to buying and selling your home, it is our keys to the game. Matt Lytle has his keys to Wilson and Cedar Crest.
Please rise for the presentation of the colors presented this evening.
Thanks, Bob. Keys tonight for the Wilson Bulldogs. Their talented depth at tight end with Glover, Zollinger, Klein, and Hunsinger need to dominate the line of scrimmage and free up Gruber and Akins lead blocking. They will also be used on offense in the passing game. Bulldogs need to get ahead early to make Cedar Crest abandon the run with Zimmerman, their lead back, who has almost 1,500 yards rushing on the season. As for Cedar Crest averages 2 fumbles per game. They need to protect the ball and minimize mistakes. Look for a large workload from Custer and Zimmerman tonight. Cedar Crest will need to win the turnover battle tonight and put pressure on Gruber early and often. Special teams could be a factor in this rematch.
We'll find out how this one all plays out. We take a timeout. Back with more of our pregame show from Wilson right after this.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away. Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
Buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind. Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Door. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
As we get you set for Wilson and Cedar Crest in tonight's District 3 6A quarterfinal. And it's time for us to take a look at our game time weather outlook. It's brought to you by Bachman Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling. No matter the weather, Bachman's has got you covered. Whether your needs are residential or commercial, Bachman's makes the home improvement process easy. The Bachman family has proudly served the Berks County community for over 50 years. Well, it might be the first weekend in November. In terms of the playoffs, it's still 64 degrees, which is fine by pretty much everybody, but the wind will be a factor in this one for sure. Wind is at 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 20 miles an hour. And looking around at the flags here at John Gursky Stadium, they are whipping around pretty well. So the kicking game certainly could be factored in it, and the passing game as well. Let's take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years. New memberships are now being served for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, Taste of Italy, right here in Reading. When the Bulldogs have the football, protecting Maddox Gruber, their senior quarterback. Anthony Galoso is the center. Derek Reininger and Cam Koch are the guards. Chase Etchberger and Avery Manara are the tackles. And then the tight end position, which is everywhere for the Bulldogs. We will see Michael Glover, Cam Zulinger, and Christo Huntinger as a tight end. And that fourth is the H-back in Brady Klein. Jaden Carpenter, Elijah Dean are their split ends. Corell Akings is their tailback. We'll see a lot of sophomore Monty Greer as well. And as I said, senior quarterback Maddox Gruber. Offensively for the Falcons, Nate Harbaugh is their center. Carter Eisenhower and Jaden Storm are the guards. Alec Kissinger and Tristan Long are the tackles. Seth Warren is the tight end. Christian Viveros, Jack Warrenovich, Cam Torado are their split ends. We'll also see RJ Young at 6'7" on the field as well for the Falcons as a receiver. Isaiah Zimmerman, their very talented sophomore tailback, and Jackson Custer, their senior quarterback. Now, we did the game last year in Lebanon between these teams. Custer isn't a great quarterback. He's just a really good athletic quarterback who keeps plays alive with his legs.
Yeah, Bob, you're right. Jackson Custer, I mean, his completion percentage on the years at 55%, but the kid has over 1,700 in total yards of offense, 1,100 in the air, 600 on the ground. Very comparable to Gruber. I look at them both. Gruber had a 65% completion percentage, a little bit better, what you want to see from a quarterback, and then 2,100 total yards offense, 1,500 throwing, and almost 600 rushing. So Gruber's got the edge there, both in the completion percentage, but overall total offense, 2,100 versus 17. But these two are very similar, great athletes playing at the quarterback position tonight.
Falcons will put their offense on the field first. Again, Cedar Crest had a game last week where Wilson had a bye, and the Falcons took on a Hempfield team they beat earlier in the season. They took care of business. They won it by a score of 49-29. Isaiah Zimmerman, Cam Torado are the return men, but they will not have an opportunity to do that as Christo Huntinger's kick will sail over their heads and out of the back of the end zone. And so the Falcons will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Again, the winner of this one moves on to take on either number 6 seed Central Dauphin East or number 2 seed Central York. That game going on right now at Central York High School. Schools, as Matt said, at 55% on the season, 16 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But again, he can do a lot of damage with his legs as well. Coming out of the shotgun with Zimmerman beside him. He'll play action fake to him and wants to throw across the middle. Looking for Torado, and it's broken up. Good defense there by Chase Erb to break it up and an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Chase Erb made a nice break on that play, just forcing that incompletion over the middle. But right out of the gate, play action, looking for a crossing route over the middle by the Falcons. Great job by defensive back in Herb.
This first quarter of football presented to you by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. Custer will keep it this time, tries to run off left edge, will get just beyond the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Give him a yard to the 21. It's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, maybe gain of a yard there. Tackled by Klein and company at the linebacker position, just stuffing him.
Mel Gaston, Derek Reininger, the ends for the Bulldogs defensively. Junior Cattell and Malachi Tolles, the tackles. An excellent crew of linebackers. Christo Hunsinger, Aiden Kramer outside. Brady Klein, E.J. Brownback inside. The corners are Monty Greer and Gruber. Chase Herb and Corell Akings are the safeties on 3rd and 9. Schools, again, play action fake. Steps up, delivers the football. Has man, the pass is caught. It's Warren Evans across the 30, 35, and 37, and the Falcons will move the sticks.
Nice play there. Nice route combinations. You had trips to the field. Custer had a nice little play action fake to Zimmerman. Stepped up into the pocket and hit Warren Ovage for a nice curl route for a first down. First down Falcons.
He is their top receiver on the season. That is his 29th catch of the year. And at the 37-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Warren Evans now will split out to the left by his lonesome. Tirado split out to the right. Big R.J. Young on a wing on the right. Tirado now will go in motion and then go into circle around the backfield. It's all window dressing. Isaiah Zimmerman will get the call, and Wilson is waiting for him, and they'll wrap him up. And Zimmerman will push forward to the 40 on his first carry. The sophomore gets 3 yards.
Nice pursuit there by Monty Greer coming from the defensive back position to keep that just to a minimal gain there of 3 yards.
And Isaiah Zimmerman, 8 times in 11 games, he has been over 100 yards. He needs 18 yards tonight to have 1,500 in his sophomore season. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time last year because of what was in front of him. But Nick Lambros glowing about his ability and potential the next couple years for the Falcons on now 2nd down and 7. Schools again wants to throw. Again, looking across the middle, looking again for Tirado, and Herb separates receiver from football. It's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Tirado had that. It was very similar to the first play of the game. It looked like Herb was there a touch early. That could have been pass interference. So interesting call there, or no call there. But Tirado, although getting hit, bang, bang, Tirado could have pulled that one in.
One thing we did know for sure, that Manheim Township game, Chase Herb backs down from nobody. He is 180 pounds, but he hits and hits hard.
Yes. Herb brings the shoulder pads, brings the wood. He is definitely a carpenter back there in the secondary.
It's 3rd and 7 as a result of his defensive play for Cedar Crest from now their own 40-yard line. Schools looks left, looks right. Now he's in trouble, and he's going down. E.J. Brownback, the sophomore, will bury him back at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, E.J. Brownback, sophomore, 5'11", 215-pound linebacker, comes on the blitz and just wraps up the quarterback Custer deep in the backfield. All the way back to the 30-yard line.
Talking with Ernie Walber about the defense, and he said it. Doug Dom said it in the pregame show with Jeff Nolan and Sean Tansky. He said it was the worst game our linebackers played all year in the first meeting. Well, they just registered a big play here, and they force Cedar Crest to punt. Maddox Gruber on the return, and Gruber with a nice return will give Wilson great field position as the Bulldogs' first possession will start in Cedar Crest territory right around the Falcon 48-yard line. 9 minutes, 18 seconds left to go in the quarter, and the Bulldogs start 1st and 10 in Cedar Crest territory after the punt return for Maddox Gruber.
Not a bad way to shake off the butterflies. Gruber getting in there for a punt return and now stepping in as quarterback in shotgun, ready to lead the Bulldogs across the 50-yard line.
With Corell Akings sidecar to his left, 2 receivers bunched to the right, and now one of them, Monty Greer, will go in motion. It's Akings off the right side. Akings cuts up 45-40 and just tripped up as he takes it across the 35. A shoestring tackle saving potentially a touchdown. Caden Tirado with that shoestring tackle, but a first down at the Cedar Crest 29-yard line.
Yeah, great misdirection play there. Faking to Monty Greer, going to the field, handing back to Akins, coming to the boundary, following Zulinger up the boundary for a nice first down run.
19 yards for Akings. The Bulldogs on the march now inside the 30 at the Cedar Crest 29-yard line. Again, Greer split out as a receiver, and again will go in motion, and this time they will hand it to him on the jet sweep. Following Akings around the edge, flag goes down as Greer will go down as he's bear hugged and tossed to the ground. Garrett Starry, their outstanding middle linebacker, with the tackle. But again, a flag down after the run that actually lost yardage for the Bulldogs.
Caleb Fees, senior, 5'8", defensive back, also kept Monty Greer from getting that corner. Had the perimeter, so gain of. It was a gain
Actually,
of
lost
a
yard.
yard.
Yeah, and now they gained about 2, and now they're going to mark it off as a penalty and a hold against the Bulldogs. And that was one of the complaints that Doug Doms expressed to us before the game. Just felt like in the first meeting, the reason why it was a low-scoring game for the Bulldogs side of things was some self-destruction and penalties and a lot of 1st and 20 situations. Guess what? They're in a 1st and 20 now, backed up to their own 43-yard line. Akings now will go in motion, shift out of the backfield. Gruber will roll that way and then throw back the other way. Pass is caught by Jaden Carpenter. Little throwback screen to Carpenter. He takes back what they lost on the penalty, back inside the 35 and back to the 32. It's a gain of about 9.
Another well set up play there, running quads to the boundary, and had Carpenter all alone out to the field. Little bubble screen out to Carpenter. Carpenter got outfield for gain of. He got what?
About
almost
11,
10, back, 10, 11 back.
Yep. First catch, first completion for Gruber, obviously at 66% on the season. Second and now more agile 8. Here's a little touch pass up ahead for Michael Glover, and Michael Glover will do the rest. The big sophomore tight end just lowers the shoulder and drives it down to the 21. Bulldogs will move the chains.
Glover, I think, carried number 68 for the Falcons. Carter Eisenhower carried him down the field after that first contact on that shovel pass. Glover is a load and powerful when he's got the ball. Look for Glover to touch that ball more than once tonight.
He lines up now in a slot on the left side. Cam Zulinger, another of those tight ends, slot on the right side on now 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Cedar Crest 21-yard line. Gruber again will hand it off. Akings looking for daylight. He will not get it. Starry comes up and meets him just beyond the line of scrimmage. Forward progress gets him inside the 20 to the 19. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, 4 wide receivers set there with Akins in next to Gruber and shotgun, and just a draw. Simple draw up the middle. Garrett Starry, linebacker number 44, came up and held Akins to gain of maybe a yard.
6:50 left to go, first quarter. Wilson nothing, Cedar Crest nothing. Bulldogs first possession. Again, started it at the Cedar Crest 48. Bulldogs now in a 2nd and 8 from the Falcon 19-yard line. Akings right now sidecar left with Greer in motion now again from right to left, going and looping around Gruber, but now a flag or a whistle before the snap of the football.
False start. I think it's defensive line on the Falcons, but did Wilson draw him off? Nope, it looks like it's going to be on the Falcons.
So an advantage for Wilson now on the first penalty of the game against Cedar Crest. Moves them 5 yards closer, and it'll make it 2nd down and 3 now at the 14-yard line. James Johnson is our referee tonight. Randy Nolan, our umpire. Head linesman is Todd Sterner. Line judge is Sean Farrell. Field judge is Eric Galerno. Side judge is Eric Myers, and the back judge is Brian McDonald. Out of the Mid-Penn Conference, it's 2nd and 3 now for Wilson inside the 15 at the Cedar Crest 14-yard line. Again, Greer goes in motion right to left. The give is to Akings, trying to go around the edge. He's got the edge. He's got the 10, the 5, touchdown Bulldogs.
Nice off-tackle run to the boundary there, and that was led by Wilson Bulldogs. Great lead block there by Jesse Etchberger, junior, 6'2", 225, offensive lineman. He broke Akins loose for that touchdown in the boundary, so give credit to his offensive lineman there and Jesse Etchberger for that touchdown run.
Terrell Akings takes it in from 14 yards out. That's his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, and Wilson is on the board first, as Christo Hunsinger now will come on to attempt the extra point. And in a surprise move, Mattis Gruber's also the holder for the Bulldogs as well. He'll take the knee, and Hunsinger will kick it. Snap is high. Gruber gets it down, and Hunsinger will get it through. 6:04 left to go in quarter number 1. Wilson's on the board first. District 3 6A quarterfinal continues here on WEEU from West Lawn after this.
When it comes to grocery shopping, you're a pro, And Redner's Markets is here to up your game with Redner's Ready. Shop online and save time. Orders can be placed as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Your items are always handpicked, and our personal shoppers will accommodate any special instructions for your grocery needs. Plus, there's no difference between in-store and online pricing, no extra pickup fees, and you can redeem points from your Redner's Rewards membership. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
Welcome back. You are listening to 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. Our high school football coverage continues in this week 2 of the high school football playoffs. It is week number 1 for the Bulldogs. Again, they had the bye. They are on the board first alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. 7-0 Wilson on top. Carroll Akings with the 14-yard touchdown run. Christo Hunsinger's kickoff will be a touchback. Matt, I go back to the conversation we had before the game with offensive coordinator Jeremy Palm, and he talked about one of the things he thought they didn't do well in the first game was they didn't get the seals around the edge, and Malachi Victor, especially one of their linebackers, returning starter for Cedar Crest, hurt them that they were not able to get around the edge. First touchdown, they get around the edge.
Yeah, Malachi Victor had a big game against the Bulldogs in that 14-7 win. Just, again, big kudos to Jesse Etchberger, junior offensive tackle, 6'2", 225. He really sprung Akins on that run off tackle into the boundary. But, yeah, hat on a hat, Wilson football just making sure everybody executes each individual play.
Here's Custer on an option keeper. The quarterback will take it for a Cedar Crest first down. They ran the option with Toronto as the pitchman, but Custer kept it himself, and he'll take it for a Falcon first down at the 31-yard line.
Again, this kid, it's very almost mirror image with Gruber. They both can run. They're both great athletes, so look for Custer to start using his legs a little more as this game progresses.
1st and 10 for the Falcons, their second first down. They've done it each way. Warren Evich split out to the left side. Toronto split to the right. And Custer wants to throw for it, looking for Warren Evich, but he led him too much, and it's an incomplete pass.
Another play action, little fake dive. Had Warren Evich just a single man route, post route, and just put a little bit too much pepper on that throw, and it was a little hot, a little bit too far out of reach for Warren Evich.
Carpenter was in coverage, but he was behind Warren Evich, who would have easily been across midfield for Cedar Crest and maybe, just maybe, still running. But instead, it is 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons, again from the 41-yard line. They've got Starry in there as a blocking fullback in the sidecar left, or ahead of Zimmerman. Here's Custer again, looking to throw deep, looking for Toronto on a streak route. Actually, that was Christian Viveros on a go route down the seam, but incomplete. And now it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they brought in big number 11, R.J. Young, to the field. And Custer did like a half rollout to the field and turned and threw back. And it looked like Viveros was running a post route,
right,
but Custer was throwing a go route. So there was some miscommunication there. Nevertheless, it was not even close to being complete. Custer would love to have that throwback.
Custer now a 1-for-5 start throwing the football. 3rd down and 10 now for Cedar Crest at their own 31-yard line. Custer again wants to throw for it. Stops, plants, throws. He has a man, but it went right through the hands of Viveros and incomplete. Had enough for the first down, but Viveros trying to keep the feet in bounds. Couldn't hold on to the football, and it's an incomplete pass.
I mean, hey, great route by Viveros along the sidelines, running a comeback, and Custer put it right on the money, 2 yards past the stick, so it would have been a first down throw, and the Falcons now are going to punt it away with big R.J. Young.
Maddox Gruber is back deep along with Carell Akings, and R.J. Young, as Matt said, does the punting. This one a line drive kick. Gruber will field it at his own 42 and tripped up. Excellent play on special teams by Luke Oriel. Just got the shoe tops of Maddox Gruber for little to no return at all at the 44-yard line. Bulldogs still will get good field position. They're up on top 7-0 with 5:12 left to go in period number 1.
We got a flag on the play.
Actually,
personal foul
against
the
Cedar
Falcons.
Crest. Yes. So all of a sudden, Wilson's they just changed it. They just reversed it. Now they just pointed it back and said it's against Wilson. So I was just about to say Wilson's field position got a whole lot better, but now it's just going to get a whole lot worse. It's going to be a personal foul penalty against the Bulldogs on the return. So instead of starting at the 44, they're going to back them up, and it'll be inside the 29 instead. And that's what Doug Doms again lamented to us in the first game, was the penalties that Wilson got banged for that really put them behind the chains. Now they'll start 1st and 10 here, but again, instead of having it at the 44, now they start at their own 29.
In that first game, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was like 6 holding penalties.
6 holding penalties is what he said.
Yep.
And again, 2 teams who score around 37, 38 points per game are in a 14-7 game as a result instead. Monty Greer goes in motion, stops, plants, and Akings will run with Greer trying to block along the edge. Greer and Akings steps away from Seth Warren's initial tackle. Depends on where he stepped out of bounds. Looks like it's at the 35, and that's a 6-yard pickup for Akings.
Little zigzag motion there by Greer, acting like he's going to motion to the field. Quick turns around, comes towards the boundary. The handoff to Akins. Akins follows him. Just a little window dressing for a lead blocker on a sweep to the boundary. Not a lot of room over here in the boundary, though. Look for some runs to the field.
2nd down and 4 as a result for the Bulldogs from their own 35-yard line. Again to the short side of the field. Gruber will keep it himself. Gruber will get a first down, tight ropes down the sidelines around the 45 to about the 46 or 47 before he eventually stepped out of bounds.
Zollinger and Klein at tight end just doing a great job. Hat on a hat there, blocking, getting Gruber down the sidelines for some extra yards to the boundary. Yet this is must be part of Wilson's game plan. That short side, taking advantage of the short side of the field.
12 yards on the carry. Matt talked about Gruber's ability both at the runner and a thrower. Of course, we saw him in that Governor Mifflin game when he threw for 200. He ran for 200 against the Mustangs in the win. He runs for 12 there. Bulldogs now have it 1st and 10 at their 47-yard line. And back to Akings. Up the gut hole for Akings as he's across the 45 and finally brought down. Cedar Crest trying to rip the ball out of his hands. Akings holds on. 1st down again for Wilson at the Cedar Crest 40.
Really nice dive there, right up the A-gap, following Klein up the middle. And Klein, again, lead blocker there in the H-back position, just opening the hole for Akins to get a really nice 1st down run.
13 more for Akings. I was right the first time. It was as Akings now over 50 yards on the night, over 900 now on the season after that 13-yard run to the Cedar Crest 40-yard line. Another Bulldog 1st down. Longer snap count this time. Gruber scanning the defense as to what he wants to do, and he's going to hand it off to Monty Greer. Greer trying to get outside and shakes loose of a tackle. A lot of work by Greer to turn that upfield eventually. Gets it to the 39, maybe the 38-yard line, and a gain of about 2 for the sophomore Monty Greer.
Nice crackback block there by Glover, getting Greer on the perimeter to gain a couple yards outside on to the field. Going back to Akins, Akins coming into tonight has 141 carries for 851 yards, 6 yards per attempt, 9 TDs, now 10 on the season.
And he is a threat as a receiver as well, with over 20 catches on the season, 22 to be exact. He's back there as the tailback sidecar left of Gruber on 2nd and 9 for the 39. Again, Greer goes in motion from the split end spot. Akings will take it this time the opposite side and won't get much. There's Malachi Victor again with the containment for Cedar Crest defensively with some help from Landon Klein, 2 linebackers combining on the tackle of Akings, and not much of a gain, if anything. Actually, no gain on the play. It's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Malachi Victor, strong side linebacker, just his pursuit from the strong side of the field ran Akins down from the backside, holding him to a gain of a yard.
So it's 3rd and 9 now for the Bulldogs from the Cedar Crest 39. Inside of 3 minutes left to go in the quarter. Gruber wants to throw for it, steps up in the pocket, delivers. It's Glover across the middle with the catch and drives himself inside the 25 and down to the 21, first down Bulldogs.
That was an incredible catch there by Glover. It was trips to the boundary, Glover running like a middle read up the middle at tight end or a crossing route, and Gruber threw it where only he could catch it. He stuck both hands up there, caught it with both hands. That's impressive. The kid caught that with both of his hands and not catching on his chest. Nice catch by Glover.
Sophomore picks up 18. Here's a little flanker screen set up again for Glover. And Glover's inside the 15, inside the 10. It'll be first down, goal to go for the Bulldogs at the 8-yard line.
I don't know about flanker, Bob. That was more like a quick bubble screen to the tight end, the big bruiser. He just split the defenders and took it all the way down to inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
So clearly Michael Glover, a big piece of the map tonight for the Bulldogs. His third catch has Wilson now in a first and goal at the 8. Here's a toss sweep for Akings. Akings finds daylight inside the 5. Tripped up before he gets in. They're going to put him down, it looks like, at the 1-yard line. Second down and goal to go.
Yeah, Malachi Victor just tripped him up. I think he landed on the 1-yard line, and that's what we got. Second and goal on the 1-yard line.
Bulldogs go with that power eye with a couple blockers out in front. They go right back to Akings, and this time, no problem. The Bulldogs right back in the end zone.
Toss sweep, cuts it up inside, touchdown. Akins, Terrell Akins.
Second of the night for the junior tailback. Again, they go with those extra blockers with Klein and Zulinger in there. Again, that's that mix. It's Glover, it's Zulinger, it's Klein, it's Hunsinger. We talked about it a lot in the Manheim Township game. Seeing more of Michael Glover, the pass catcher tonight. They do so many things, offense, defense, special teams, but they're all part of the Bulldogs picture in 2024.
Definitely the core and the strength of this team. They're tight ends and linebackers for sure. Wilson's got a slew of them.
And one of them now is also their kicker, as Hunsinger also does the place kicking for them as well.
For a tight end, he sure does have a leg. He's putting that ball in the end zone on all kickoffs.
Yeah, he is. And this extra point is good by plenty as well. 1:54 left to go in the first, and Wilson doubles up its lead. It's now the Bulldogs 14. Cedar Crest, nothing. We'll take a timeout. Back to West Lawn with more high school football on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
Hey, football fans. Sir Speedy Printing is your one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Whether you need top-notch printing, signs, posters, and banners, or a direct mail marketing campaign, they're ready to help. Get the quality products, services, and experience your business deserves. Give Sir Speedy Printing a call today at 610-670-2090 or visit their website, sirspeedy.com.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Welcome back to Wilson High School. Again, alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. 14-0 Wilson on top of Cedar Crest. And Matt, we were talking with Nick Lambros before this game, and he pointed out something interesting at the time, which was he brought up last year's game in which Cedar Crest made a run at Wilson in Cedar Crest home field, shut them out in the second half, just couldn't catch them. Same thing here. Wilson went up 14-0 in the first half. Cedar Crest had their opportunities but couldn't catch them, but he shut them out in the second half. He said, we just have to play better in the first half. 14-0 Bulldogs.
14-0 Bulldogs, yes. And it was a 14-7 game early in the season. Wilson, obviously both of these teams playing in the playoffs, district playoffs, they both have gotten better. But right now it's been all Bulldogs.
Back to the ground game for Cedar Crest. Nothing doing, however, as Isaiah Zimmerman runs right into the teeth of that Bulldog defense. And that teeth will...
Led by number 4, Cam Zollinger. Yep. Defensive end / tight end.
Second down and 10 now as Zimmerman on his second carry gets no gain. With a minute and a half left to go in period number 1. Actually might have lost a yard back to the 19 on that play, so we'll call it 2nd and 11 for Cedar Crest from the 19-yard line. Zimmerman, the lone back in the backfield, this time with Custer, who's got Warren Evich on one side and Torado on the other. And it is Zimmerman again who gets the call. He gets away from the first tackle, which was Brownback, but the pursuit of Wilson will wrap him up right around the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, maybe a yard there, but just a host of Bulldogs just swarmed him up the middle on that little quick dive to Zimmerman.
And that looks like a timeout called by Cedar Crest with a minute, 1 second remaining in the first quarter. Cedar Crest calls the timeout. So they're in a 3rd down and 10 here from their own 20-yard line, and the Falcons calling the timeout. So an interesting decision here. I'm not sure if wind have any factor in this, or if it's simply just a matter of Cedar Crest just trying to get some composure. It's a big spot in this game, making sure this game doesn't get away from them early on. So 1:01 left to go in the first. 3rd and 10 for Cedar Crest. Actually, it was the Bulldogs who called the timeout. So that very well may have something to do with wanting to make sure they punt with the wind wind in their face. As Custer will keep it himself, and Custer's got a hole right up the middle. He breaks a tackle.
This run.
Isaac
Wow.
Custer across midfield.
Can Carpenter catch him?
From behind, he brings him down inside the 25-yard line. Isaac Custer, simply a quarterback keeper up there. Jackson Custer, right up the gut on the quarterback keeper. Takes it all the way down inside the Bulldog 25-yard line, down to the Wilson 22.
Yeah, very, very interesting play there. Zone read type of read with Zimmerman. Fakes to Zimmerman, keeps it, hits it hard right up the middle in the A or B gap. And Custer was shot out of a cannon. Carpenter comes from across the field on an angle and just makes the touchdown saving tackle all the way down to the Bulldogs 22-yard line.
58 yards on the run by Jackson Custer, and flipping the field big time. Cedar Crest now see if they can take advantage of it, and they'll give it for Zimmerman, and he is buried in the backfield. Wilson gets through, drops in the backfield. Ethan Harding read it perfectly.
Yeah, great play by Ethan Harding coming up, just tackling Custer or Zimmerman for a loss, about 4-yard loss in the backfield.
Back to the 26-yard line. Huge play, and that will be the end of quarter number 1. Fast start for Wilson, District 3 6A quarterfinal. Winner moves on to the semis. The loser season is over with. Wilson off to the good start. They lead Cedar Crest 14-0. Take a timeout. Back with more high school football presented by Savage Auto Group on WEEU after this.
Duck Donuts taste like nothing else out there. Warm and decadent, dipped and drizzled, and made to order just for you with a duck zillion choices. Donuts as decadent as these pair perfectly with our fresh hot or iced coffees. Or refresh yourself with lemonade, milkshakes, and maybe even an ice cream sundae. You duck-serve it. Visit Duck Donuts at Wyomissing today. Open from 7 to 7, 7 days a week. 90 Commerce Drive in Wyomissing.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
We start quarter number 2 alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. 14-0. Wilson on top. Cedar Crest with the football. Falcons in a 2nd down and now 14 from the Wilson 26-yard line. Again, Jackson Custer with a big first down run. Now he wants to throw for it here across the middle, looking for Warren Evich. Tied up in traffic, and the pass is incomplete. Warren Evich looking for a flag. He's not going to get one.
Yeah, tight coverage there by Herb on that play. Looked like Warren Evich, I don't know, he was delayed or held up a little bit on that deep crossing route from Custer. That ball was it was uncatchable.
So now a 1-for-7 start for Jackson Custer. And more importantly for Cedar Crest, now in a 3rd and 14 at the 26. Warren Evich now will come to the left side along with Christian Viveros. RJ Young in there at 6'7", split out on the right side with Tirado slot right. Zimmerman also out there as a receiver as well. And Custer looks back across the middle. Pass is caught. It's Tirado at the 15, trying to break a tackle to get to the first down. He's going to be very close to the sticks.
Did he get enough? Great job by Custer keeping the play alive, getting it to Torado all the way down the field, and it looks like it's enough for a first down.
It's right there at the sticks. They have not yet signaled it. It's either 4th and less than a yard or 1st and 10 for Cedar Crest, depending on where they spot this football and whether or not they're just motioned to move the chains.
First down, Falcons.
So a big-time throw there as Custer finally finds his man. This time it was Torado on the catch for the first down pickup, and a big one again for the Falcons, who have it now 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 12-yard line. Torado and Warren Evans, their top 2 targets on the season. They have the 2 catches so far from Custer, who wants to hand it off for Zimmerman. Zimmerman trying to turn the right side, now cuts it up the field and gets dumped right around the 10-yard line. Had his legs taken out from under him.
Number 10.
Chase Herb.
Chase Herb coming up, just laying the wood. Great tackle by Herb, bringing Zimmerman down. Zimmerman with a head of steam coming off tackle there, showing some speed. Keeping him to a gain of about 2 to 3.
At the 10, call it 2nd down and 8 at the 10. 5th carry of the game for the sophomore Isaiah Zimmerman. Has had a hard time getting it started so far against the Bulldog defense. Early on, quarter number 2, 14-0, Wilson on top. Cedar Crest right now in a 2nd and 8 at the 10. Of course, it was a big goal line stand for Wilson in the second quarter. It was a game changer in the first meeting between these two. And this time they're going to hand it off, and it's not Zimmerman, but it's Josh Tricoche who's in there as the back. Maybe looking at going for a different look, but Tricoche gets maybe a yard or so to the 7, and that's about it.
Yeah, Josh Tricoche, senior, 5'5", 150-pound running back, giving Zimmerman a breather on that play.
And they'll spot him down at the 7. So it's 3rd and about 6 now for the Falcons. Tricoche will stay in there. Warren Evich and Viveros split out to the right side for Jackson Custer. Torado will go in motion. They look his way, but now Custer's flushed out. Custer going to take off and run. No, he's going to dump it off. Torado was wide open. He missed him.
Yeah, nice job by Custer extending the play all the way to the sideline. He had Torado. Torado on the route was running a swing route, he was his 3rd read, and secondary had come up to Custer, and Custer, he ended up throwing it to Torado, and it was just a little bit out of his reach.
So it's now 4th down, and Cedar Crest might be going for the field goal here, it would appear. Making sure they get some kind of points out of it. It looks like they're going to bring on Ethan Bowman, to attempt the field goal. Warren Evich is the holder. He takes a knee at the 14, so it's going to be a 24-yard field goal attempt, and it's good. With 9:39 left to go in the first half, Cedar Crest gets on the scoreboard. When we come back to West Lawn, it's now Wilson 14, Cedar Crest 3. More high school football presented by Savage Auto Group on WEEU when we come back after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Enjoy a slice or 2 at Paradise by the Slice. Delicious daily deals. 85-cent wing night every Monday. Taco Tuesday along with burritos and quesadillas. Pick up a Philly John Wednesdays for cheesesteak night. Plus weekend specials and, of course, pizza! Delivery available in Wernersville and Sinking Spring. Call 610-670-8888 or you could just take a trip to Paradise by the Slice. 63 East Penn Avenue in Wernersville. Find out more at paradisebytheslice.com.
So after the 24-yard field goal for Cedar Crest senior kicker Ethan Bowman, their kickoff specialist Eli Beard will kick it out of bounds. And so the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10, worst field position of the night for the Bulldogs on their 3rd possession. They lead it 14-3 with 9:37 left to go in half number 1. Again, 1st and 10 for Wilson at their own 20. Again, Matt, going back to what Nick Lambros talked about and how effective they've been in the second half. Wilson will get the football to start half number 2, but this is a spot for Cedar Crest defensively. You need to make sure that Bulldogs can't put together some kind of a drive here, trying to chip away what is right now a 14-3 advantage for Wilson.
Yeah, Coach Lambros has done a nice job with his team, 8-3 this year, and he definitely needs his defense to step up and keep Wilson off the board.
Gruber
into halftime,
trying to get something going on an option keeper. He faked the toss to Akings and kept it himself. Cedar Crest thought they had him wrapped up, but Gruber is able to escape that traffic jam and takes it across the 25, almost to the 26-yard line.
Scrambles upfield for 6-yard gain and gets to the smartly gets to the ground because you had Malachi Victor coming across the line of scrimmage in a hurry, making the tackle for keep Gruber getting anything else.
Second carry of the game for the senior quarterback Maddox Gruber, picking up 6, 2nd and 4. Cam Zulinger will go in motion here, but the give is to Akings to follow Zulinger, and he'll take him for a first down ride. Now he's across the 40, across midfield. Correll Akings is going to take it to the house one more time.
Touchdown, Correll Akings.
74-yard touchdown run for Akings. Again, around the edge, Zulinger with the lead block, and Akings' speed does the rest.
Great execution by Wilson Bulldogs on that pretty much sweep to the field. Cam Zulinger in motions to the field. They hand the ball off to Akins. Akins breaks one tackle, and the rest is history. Touchdown all the way down, 21-3, Wilson Bulldogs. Nice block there, and nice play call by Wilson Bulldogs and Jeremy Palm.
So much for holding Wilson and containing them and trying to get back in this football game as Akings runs for his 3rd score of the night. Now Christo Hunsinger trying to add on his 3rd extra point of the night, but before that happens, there's a flag on the play. It looks like Wilson may have jumped.
We talked about last game with Coach Doms about their execution and 6 holding penalties.
Right.
Well, they came to execute tonight. They're putting a hat on a hat, and they're executing on the ground, and Akins making them pay.
Yeah, he's pointed this out every time we talk to him. I know he talked about it with Sean Tansky in the pregame show tonight as well, talking about the youth of this football team and about they've got 7 new starters and so forth. But they just continue to get better and better. And again, it is a credit to this coaching staff. It's what they do here in West Lawn, which is don't judge us in September, but judge us when we're still playing football in November. And here we are in the second week of the playoffs, and the Bulldogs now about to go up 21-3 with Christo Hunsinger having to try it from 5 yards further back, but that's not a problem as he bangs it through. With 8:42 to go in the half, Wilson extends its lead on the long Correll Akings touchdown run. When we come back to West Lawn, the score now, Wilson 21, Cedar Crest 3. More high school football presented by Savage Auto Group on WEEU after this.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Senda has a wide variety of makes and models, and their friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations. Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
It takes the Wilson Bulldogs just 2 plays to go 80 yards, and they lead at 21-3. Correll Akings taking it 74 of those 80 yards on his 3rd run of the night. Akings starting to zero in now on a 1,000-yard season. He had 851 coming in unofficially now with 136 yards on the night. So Correll Akings at this pace will not have a problem topping the 1,000-yard barrier as a running back, as this time the kickoff goes out of bounds. And it looks like Cedar Crest is going to say, you know what, take the penalty, move him back 5 yards, and have him kick it again.
12th touch. it's got to be deflating for the Falcons, where they just go down the field. Great run by Custer, getting them on the board with a field goal, and then 2 plays later, Wilson just hits him with a dagger on a 73-yard touchdown run by Akins.
Yeah, again, this is where you get those tipping points in a football game where if you're Cedar Crest, you've got to come up with the counterpunch now, because obviously Wilson's got all the momentum going their way, and still with 8:42 left to go in quarter number 2. So if you're Cedar Crest, you've got to come up with something to counter that and possess the football here and hopefully cash it in.
Got to answer the bell. Got to answer the bell, especially before halftime. Get something on the board.
Here's a short kickoff by Hunsinger that's going to be returned by Eli Beard for a couple yards to about the 35-yard line or so.
Yeah, and I think Eli took a accidental knee, so they're just spotting him where he caught it.
So it actually did not work out for Cedar Crest. They would have been better off just taking that penalty, taking it to 35. They made him re-kick, and they actually ended up losing a couple yards on it as a result. So their drive will start at the 31 instead. Again, 8:41 left to go. Cedar Crest down 21-3. Falcons start 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. This is the 8th appearance in the District 3 playoffs for Cedar Crest. After their win last week over Hempfield, they're now 4-7 all time. They made it to a District 3 championship game in 1995, and again in 1997. Nick Lambros was a part of that 1997 team as a player. They lost to Central Dauphin in the final. Custer wants to throw for it, looking for the home run, looking for Toronto. Can he run it down? He cannot. All right, Jackson Custer just aired it out, hoping Cam Toronto could run it down, but he could not.
Yeah, Custer gave it all he had there on that go route to Toronto, trying to answer Wilson's big play the series before, and Toronto was two, three steps away from catching that ball on the go route.
Corral Akings there in coverage for Wilson with some safety help over the top, but now 2nd down and 10. Custer just 2 for 10 throwing the football tonight.
Toronto has some wheels. He was behind Akins. I mean, if that ball was well thrown, it could have been a touchdown.
Viveros and Warren Evich split out to the left side. Toronto goes in motion from the right wing, and they're going to run the option with the toss to him. Needs a block and will not get that block. Well played defensively by the Bulldogs. Monty Greer comes up to make, actually it was Carpenter. Makes the tackle at the 35.
Great tackle by Carpenter, but Toronto really lowered his shoulder and tried to take the tackle to Carpenter. Carpenter's probably feeling that one. It was more offense laying the pads on the defense.
At the 35-yard line, so it's a gain of 4 for Toronto on the option. 2nd down and 6 now coming up for Cedar Crest. Warren Evich and Viveros will split to the right side. Toronto is on a slot on the right, so everybody on the right side. Yep, trips to the right.
Field.
Yep, and Custer looking now, a little pass out the flare for Toronto again, lowers the shoulder, trying to drive for the 1st down, and he may have done just that.
Yeah, nice little wide route there, three-man route. Toronto running the wide route, and Custer putting it right on the money, right on his shoulder up front, enough to get Toronto up the field, just enough for the 1st down, up to Falcons' 42-yard line.
That's a great play after the catch by Toronto, because there were 2 Bulldogs there that looked like they were going to get to him before he got to the sticks. But just like you said, he on the last play kind of lowered the shoulder and made sure he drove for enough to move the 1st down markers. 1st and 10 now for Cedar Crest at their own 42-yard line.
Toronto's not packing. He's not packing a lot. He's 5'7", 150 pounds.
Here's an option toss this time left side for Zimmerman, trying to turn him loose. But Wilson will string that out and trip him up. Gain of just 2 to the 44-yard line for Isaiah Zimmerman.
Yeah, great pursuit there by Ethan Harding, 5'11", 185-pound linebacker for Wilson, making that tackle.
6 carries now for Zimmerman. They have not been able to untrack him, just 3 yards in total. And it's 2nd and 8 now for Cedar Crest from their own 44-yard line with 6:44 left to go first half. 21-3 Bulldogs on top. Falcons from their own 44. Warren Evich and Toronto on the right side with Vivero split to the left. Custer has time, looking for a man, looking for Warren Evich, and it's broken up. And it's Chase Erb who separates the ball from the receiver again.
Yes, another bang-bang play. That was a well-thrown ball there by Custer. Warren Evich hit him right in the breadbasket, and Herb just came right very timely and knocked that ball loose right along the sidelines. Would have been a big gain of about 20.
well-placed shoulder on the part of Chase Earl put it right into the solar plexus of Warren Evans to separate the football, and it's now 3rd and 8 because that would have been a huge first down pickup for Cedar Crest in Wilson territory. Instead, the Falcons are now in a 3rd and 8. Warren Evans and Viveros again split on the right side with Tirado wing on the left. Custer, straight drop, has time. Now he does it. Now he works himself out of trouble, rolls out, steps, plants, and throws. Looking for Tirado, who made him drop the football.
Wow.
Cam Tirado was behind the defense inside the 15-yard line, and he could not hold on.
Wow, scramble. Great scramble there by Custer. He actually stiff-armed Cam Zulinger, and Zulinger almost sacked him in the backfield. Custer extended the play out and heaved it down the field to Tirado. Tirado, behind everybody, just could not bring it down. Hit him in both hands.
Yeah.
Just I don't know if he got caught up in the lights or what, but wasn't able to bring it in.
So Cedar Crest has to punt the football instead. R.J. Young with a line drive kick that Gruber will let roll and will ultimately roll into the end zone. And the Bulldogs now with 6:01 left to go in this first half. Here is we thought the last series for Cedar Crest defensively was big. This one's even bigger. 6 minutes to go in the half. Wilson's on top 21-3, and the Bulldogs will get possession here from their own 20. And again, I'll remind you that Wilson will get the football to start the second half. So must-stop territory now for Cedar Crest defensively. Maddox Gruber, and it's been predominantly the Corell Eaking show tonight. Junior running back, 9 carries unofficially for 136 yards and all 3 Bulldog touchdowns.
Offensively, the Bulldogs are executing, hat on a hat. I mean, their responsibilities from the offensive line to their tight ends to their H-back. They're executing and keeping the Falcons on their toes.
Greer will come in as the back this time. They'll throw one out to him on the flat. Greer makes a man miss across the 30. 35 and slips another tackle out across the 40. Monty Greer with a great run after the catch. Bulldog first down at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Monty Greer showing some shiftiness there. I mean, side to side, lateral moves, getting up the field. I mean, really, really nice run. Didn't look like he was running full speed, but he was juking, cutting, jiving, and making some people miss.
A 5-for-5 start now for Maddox Gruber as Monty Greer with a 22-yard run after the catch. Bulldogs first and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Greer stays in there as the tailback sidecar right of Gruber. And Gruber will keep it himself, and Gruber trying to get outside, cuts away from a tackler, and eventually will get close to midfield. I don't know if that was a design play or a broken play, but Maddox Gruber turns it into a positive play and a gain of almost 8.
Yeah, the seam, when he went to fake the dive,
right.
There was
Nobody was home.
There's 3 to 4 yards of a gap there faking a dive. So I think that was definitely a Maddox Gruber. He called his own number on that and got up the field for, a nice 6 to 7, 6-yard gain.
Yes, to the 49-yard line of Wilson. Call it second down now for the Bulldogs. Aking's back in there back now as the tailback. And the little pop pass again for Glover. Glover will take it into Cedar Crest territory for a first down. Trey Wamsher tackles Glover low, but not before he's inside the Cedar Crest 45 at the 44.
Nothing better than a little shuffle pass for a quarterback. That'll definitely look nice on quarterback stats. Nice little completion. Ball traveled maybe a yard into Glover's palms, and Glover did the rest for that first down catch and run.
That's the second time they've done that with Glover tonight. He's got 4 of the completions now from Maddox Gruber. First and 10 for Wilson at the Falcon 44-yard line. 4:19 to go in the half. This is Akings. Akings trying to go right side, but not going to happen that time. That time, well played by Malachi Victor, and he'll wrap up Akings after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, you've heard this guy's name a lot tonight. Malachi Victor's been busy here in this first half. He's a senior outside linebacker, 6'1", 180 pounds.
So he holds Akings to just 3 that time. Second down and 7 for the Bulldogs. Eli Dean will split out to the right. 4 bunched to the left for Maddox Gruber, who's in the backfield by himself. Gruber, here's the setup, the screen, but it's picked off.
Wow.
Starry, the linebacker, anticipated it, got his hands on it, knocked it up, and then caught his own deflection. Turnover.
Was going to be a quick bubble screen there to Glover. Garrett Starry made an incredible play. Linebacker there, sophomore, 6'1", 225-pound linebacker. Got his hand on it, knocked it up in the air to himself, caught it for a nice interception by the Falcons linebacker.
Well, the turnover is exactly what Cedar Crest needed, and the irony of all of that is that turnovers have been the issue for the Falcons over the course of this season. So not only do they get the stop, but they get the turnover, and they're going to get great field position as well. They're going to start at the Bulldog 49-yard line. It's a huge play for Starry and for Cedar Crest as a unit as well, and now a chance to try to close the gap. They're down 21-3. They have it in Bulldog territory at the 49-yard line with still 3:39 left to go in the half. Custer will hand it off for Zimmerman. Nothing. Absolutely nothing but Bulldogs to clog the gap.
Zollinger and Mel Gaston on the tackle just to hold him for maybe a loss of a yard.
Yep. Back to the midfield stripe, 2nd and 11. So Zimmerman has just found nothing but red and white Bulldog jerseys whenever he has touched the football. 2nd and 11 now for Cedar Crest. They have all 3 of their timeouts left as we hit the 3-minute mark by the time they get this football snapped. Warrenevich will split out left side. Vivero split out right with Tirado on the wing on the left. And Custer will keep it himself this time. He stood up and then pushes forward for a gain of a yard or 2. That's pretty much the same play that he had that big 50-plus yard run earlier in this half. This time gets a couple.
Yeah, nice little read option, faking to Zimmerman. Zimmerman just running like a jet sweep, pulls it in and hits that dive read, and got a couple out of it.
To the 48-yard line of Wilson. So it's 3rd down and 9 after Zimmerman lost a yard on the first down run. Custer gets 2 of them back. 3rd and 9 at the 48-yard line. Cedar Crest not in any great urgency yet. They'll bring R.J. Young in, that big 6'7 senior. He's slot to the left side. 2 each way for Jackson Custer. And he's going to roll out left, stop, plant, throw back across the middle. He's got a man, but it's behind Tirado and through his hands and incomplete.
Coverage by Herb on the play, and that was he rolled out to the field, rolled out to the strong side, stopped, set up through to Tirado on the crossing route coming backside, and Tirado reached back with 2 hands and just didn't even get a hand on the ball. So I'm sure Custers would love to have that throw back. That was not an accurate throw coming across the middle. Didn't even give Tirado a chance.
So R.J. Young will punt the football. Wasted opportunity for Cedar Crest after the interception. Young will kick it. Gruber will return it from about his own 11-yard line. Gruber makes a man miss at the 15. Looking for a block. Flag goes down. Gruber's across the 30, 40, and now he's got a hole. Maddox Gruber to his own 30 to the 20. One more block will send him into the end zone. Maddox Gruber with the return for the touchdown, but
I think it's coming back, Bob. I think it was a block in the back on the Wilson Bulldogs. What an incredible run, punt return there by Maddox Gruber. Unfortunately, this one I think is coming back.
So here's the problem for Maddox Gruber. He's got to go back and play quarterback, but he's got to get oxygen back in his lungs after that run. Tremendous run.
What's the over and under on Akins getting the ball on the first down?
Regardless of what they send into the play, I think Maddox Gruber is going to option out of that, give it to Akins.
Yes.
So the penalty against the Bulldogs will deny the highlight reel run for Maddox Gruber on the punt return. And instead, Wilson will have the football backed up in their own end, back up deep in their own territory with 1:44 now left in the half. Blocking it back, as Matt said, is the call against the Bulldogs on the return. Now there's a flag on top of the personal foul penalty they're going to say against Cedar Crest. That's going to offset the penalty play. They're going to replay the down. So it's a personal foul in there as well against Cedar Crest. And so they're just going to replay this down now. And R.J. Young will again come out and punt the football. So offsetting penalties is going to basically give us a do-over. Gruber is back there as the return man, hoping they punt it to Akins as well. Now, Nick Lambros wants an explanation as well. So, again, it was an illegal block in the back against Wilson on the return, and then a personal foul against Cedar Crest. And ultimately that nullifies the play, and R.J. Young and the Falcons will again punt it. And he's worth noting. It'd be a gamble for Cedar Crest for sure, but R.J. Young technically is their backup quarterback. And from this spot on the field, if you were going to go for a fake,
4th and 8, that's a big gamble. But I've seen it happen.
Yeah. They're kind of in a desperate mode right now because otherwise you're turned into uniforms on Monday. He'll punt the football. This one a high short kick, and it will be Gruber who fields it from about his own 3-yard line. Gruber makes a man miss again at the 5. He's to the 10 and across to about the 15-yard line. So Gruber probably should have let that one roll into the end zone, but wanting to have another opportunity to return it, returns it out to about the 15, and with a minute and a half to go in the half, Wilson has another possession on top, 21-3.
I think his legs felt a little heavier on that return just after going 80 yards the other way for a touchdown.
I'm tired just watching it.
I was. He was out of breath on the end of that run.
1st and 10 for Wilson as they start this drive. Again, 91 seconds to go in the half. They'll start this one from their own 17. Wilson has 2 of its 3 timeouts left to use here in half number 1.
Empty backfield. Looks like they are in their 2-minute drill.
2 on the right, 3 on the left. With Glover slot on the right, Zulinger slot on the left. Gruber going to keep it himself. Slips out of 1 tackle, but not a second. As Landon Klein will wrap him up, drops him at about the 19, a gain of just 2.
Yeah, nice job by Klein coming up out of the linebacker position on the Gruber draw. Klein wrapped him up for a gain of a short 2 yards.
And now timeout called to stop the clock with 1:21 remaining. Cedar Crest called the timeout now. So the Falcons thinking about trying to get the stop here and trying to get one more possession before the end of the half. If they can hold Wilson down here, force the Bulldogs to punt the football and get it back and take one more shot at the end zone. 21-3 again is our score. Wilson on top. Winner of this one moves on to play Central Dauphin East or Central York in the semifinals next Friday. If Central Dauphin York wins that game, it will be on the Panthers' home field. They are the number 2 seed. If CD East wins the football game and if Wilson would hold on, it would be back here in West Lawn. Let me correct myself. The Bulldogs are the 2 seed, so it will be back here if Wilson wins it. CD Central York is the 3 seed. 2nd down and 8 now for Wilson from their own 19. Gruber wants to throw for it. Waiting, looking for Zulinger. He'll dump it off short instead for Greer. And Greer will get out of bounds across the 25 to around the 26 or 27, depending where he stopped. It looks like he got enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, nice 3-man route here to the field or boundary side. And Greer was his outlet, his 3rd read. Threw it to Greer. Greer did a nice job getting up the field and getting out of bounds, stopping the clock.
And they're going to stop it now to measure because he had to get to the 27 to move the sticks. And they spotted it pretty close to that. They are moving it now. So Monty Greer got out of bounds right at the 1st down sticks. The sticks are on the opposite side of the field.
It looked like he got enough for that 1st down.
2nd catch of the game for Monty Greer. 1st and 10 for Wilson at the 27-yard line. Clock stopped at 1:15 to go in half number 1. Akings the back in the backfield. Zulinger on a wing on the left. Carpenter, now Greer goes in motion. And the give is to Akings. Akings dances his way to the 30, maybe the 31 on the spot. Gain of 4.
Yeah, inside zone there by Akins, and Cedar Crest did a nice job just clogging up the middle with led by number 44, Garrett Starry, middle linebacker.
And actually spotted it back at the 30. So call it 2nd and 7. Gruber wants to throw for it. He's going to throw it underneath. Pass is caught by Zulinger. He'll get out of bounds just shy of the 40, and another 1st down for Wilson.
Nice little crossing route coming underneath the linebacker, Zulinger from the far side of the field. Nice throw and catch there from Maddox Gruber to Zulinger, and Zulinger, heads up play to get out of bounds, stopping the clock with 48 seconds.
First catch of the night for Zulinger, the senior with 21 now on the season. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line for the Bulldogs. Gruber looking left all the way. Now he's going to juggle pass across again. It's Zulinger again on that drag route, and again out of bounds, this time about 2 yards shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, same play, just a repeat of last down, and nice job again on that underneath route, that crossing route by the tight end, Zulinger, getting out of bounds. His outlet, that was Gruber's outlet coming across the middle, his 3rd read. Nice throw and catch by the 2 of them.
Gruber 9 for 10 in this 1st half. The only pass he didn't complete was the interception by Starry on that great play. 2nd and 2 now for the Bulldogs. Gruber again wants to throw for it. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to try to go up the middle. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Flag goes down as he's still on his feet, motioning his receivers to get open. Pass is caught by Carpenter, but out of bounds. But again, a flag thrown behind the Wilson offense.
I'll tell you what, I think it's holding on Wilson, but it was an incredible play by Gruber, keeping the play alive. Spin drill, spins out of a would-be tackler, scrambles out to the far side of the field and throws a dart down the field, but was a little bit out of bounds to Carpenter.
He is a handful to bring down. There's no doubt about it. The Bulldogs get hit for a holding penalty. 5th penalty of this first half for Wilson. So that'll back them up 10. It makes it 2nd and 12. Back at their own 37-yard line with now 32 seconds remaining in the half. Both teams still with 2 timeouts left. Jaden Carpenter is going to be split out on the right side. Monty Greer on the left. And looks like Glover and Zulinger both in the slot on the right side. And now there's going to be another. Officials are calling a timeout now, I believe. Not sure if this is a time correction issue.
Oh, they're looking at the spot.
Should be at the ball's at the 37. 2nd and 12 after the penalties walked off.
Trips to the field with Zulinger and Glover. Excuse me.
Greer, the other receiver on the left side, and it's Akings who gets the call. Slips one tackle, will spin out of a second, but the pursuit will wrap him up. Landon Klein will wrap him up. Give a lot of credit to Nate Harbaugh, who spun him backwards and ultimately brought down at around the 38-yard line. It's a gain of just 1 for Akings. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Akins did a nice job there spinning out of the first tackler, but Landon Klein did a really nice job wrapping him up, preventing him from breaking it loose here to the boundary.
And neither team will call the timeout. Wilson will let the clock tick down, and the Bulldogs will head to the locker room halfway home of advancing into District 3 playoffs in this 6A quarterfinal. After 2 quarters, it is the Wilson Bulldogs 21, the Cedar Crest Falcons 3. We'll take a timeout. Back with our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show when we come back after this on WEEU in Reddick.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
Are you feeling hungry? Then come to Wyomissing Bakery and Restaurant for breakfast or lunch. The best bakery and buffet in Berks County with fresh fried chicken to homemade donuts, they got you covered. And you can even order off the menu. Everything is fresh, never frozen, and always homemade from scratch. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery is open daily from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. For the full menu and specials, go to WyomissingRestaurantandBakery.com. Get your feast on today, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's Rewards Program. Purchase select items at Redner's and unlock big savings on groceries and fuel. Redeem your points in-store and fill your shopping cart with fantastic deals like buy 3, get the 4th free. Save on fuel, too. Enjoy discounts at Redner's Quick Stop, Speedway, and many other locations. Get 5 cents off per gallon for every $50 spent. Plus, discover tons of special offers, digital deals, and surprise savings available to rewards customers. Start saving today. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858.
Listening to WEEU 8:30 a.m. in Reading, and you're listening to high school football. Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Wilson Bulldogs 21, Cedar Crest Falcons 3. Again, this District 3 6A quarterfinal. Winner moves on to play either CD East or Central York. Again, that game being played at Central York High School. Let's see if we, no doubt, Jeff Nolan and his crew back in the WE studios have a score update on that one, as well as other games going on around the district. But Matt, before we throw it back to the studios, just a spot where we are right here with Wilson. We saw them in the middle of the season against Governor Mifflin. We saw them at the end of the season in what is ultimately their last game against Manheim Township. And this game and what we saw from Manheim Township is kind of a microcosm of Wilson. They're just slowly, their season has been a slow and steady climb to being better and better. So too has the game against Manheim Township. So too has tonight, just getting better and better as this game goes on.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy Palm, their offense coordinator, along with Chad Henney, I mean, the two of them running the show offensively, they're changing it up, by formations. And I'll tell you, all the changes and the window dressing, these kids are doing a really nice job executing, because there's been a hat on a hat. They've been opening holes for Akins. Those 4 tight ends have been doing a great job, not only blocking, but catching with Glover. And then you have Gruber just mix it in. He's 9 of 10 for 106 yards, so he's protecting the ball for the most part. He had that one
mistake, that's it. Yep.
And it was interception.
Right.
And it's probably good that they did intercept that ball, because Glover had a host of Bulldogs in front of him on that bubble screen if he did catch it. So, Wilson is definitely executing on all levels right now, running the ball and throwing.
So, again, halfway home, and Wilson will have the football to start quarter number 3. But more to come here on our Lincoln Plumbing Heating Halftime Show. We'll take a timeout. But when we come back, Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob back at the WEU studios with more score updates as well here on WEU in Reading.
Duck Donuts taste like nothing else out there. Warm and decadent, dipped and drizzled, and made to order just for you with a Duck Zillion choices. Donuts as decadent as these pair perfectly with our fresh hot or iced coffees. Or refresh yourself with lemonade, milkshakes, and maybe even an ice cream sundae. You Duck-serve it. Visit Duck Donuts at Wyomissing today. Open from 7 to 7, 7 days a week. 90 Commerce Drive in Wyomissing.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Senda has a wide variety of makes and models, and their friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations in the city of Reading and Sinking Spring, or call Senda Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
Hey, everybody, welcome. It is halftime here from the studios at 4th and Court, 2nd floor. I'm Jeff Nolan. Well, the crew's with me as well. Michael Haas is engineering, and Matt Knob is here as well. They'll join the show in just a little bit. But we are going to recap the first half scoring. It's a 21-3 lead for the Wilson Bulldogs. Again, second meeting of the year. First game ended in a 14-7 final. Exceeded that so far. It's really been the Corral Akings show here in the first half. Things opened up with about 6:04 left in the first. Corral Akings, a 14-yard run to get the Bulldogs on the score sheet.
Again, Greer goes in motion right to left. The give is to Akings, trying to go around the edge. He's got the edge. He's got the 10, the 5, touchdown Bulldogs.
Nice off-tackle run to the boundary there, and that was led by Wilson Bulldogs. Great lead block there by Jesse Etchberger, Jr., 6'2", 225, offensive lineman.
Well, Jesse Etchberger and company would help Aking sneak into the end zone just about 4.5 minutes later on this 1-yard run.
Bulldogs go with that power eye with a couple blockers out in front. They go right back to Akings, and this time, no problem. The Bulldogs right back in the end zone.
All right, so that makes it 14-0. Both extra points were good. And finally, Cedar Crest gets on the board in the first quarter, and that was actually that might have been the second quarter, and that was an Ethan Bowman 24-yard field goal.
Ethan Bowman to attempt the field goal. Warren Evich is the holder. He takes a knee at the 14, so it'll be a 24-yard field goal attempt, and it's good.
Nothing like the excitement of a field goal from 24 yards out. Well, the scoring wasn't over, and the scoring wasn't over for Corral Akings as he took everybody on a 74-yard journey.
Cam Zulinger will go in motion here, but the give is to Akings to follow Zulinger, and he'll take it for a first down ride. Now he's across the 40, across midfield. Corral Akings is going to take it to the house one more time. 74-yard touchdown run for Akings.
And that's why our Bob McCool works out every single day
to have the lung capacity to call that touchdown of 74 yards for Corral Akings. Good first half for the Bulldogs. They're up 21-3 at the break. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to roll some playoff scores. It's the Scoreboard Show, halftime edition here on 830 WEEU, 830 WEEU.com.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Hey, football fans! Sir Speedy Printing is your one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Whether you need top-notch printing, signs, posters, and banners, or a direct mail marketing campaign, they're ready to help. Get the quality products, services, and experience your business deserves. Give Sir Speedy Printing a call today at 610-670-2090 or visit their website, sirspeedy.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We are at the break here, 21-3. It is a lead for the Wilson Bulldogs over the Falcons of Cedar Crest. Matt Knob joins me. I'm Jeff Nolan. We take a look at what is happening here on the second week of the postseason. Well, our game right now is Wilson at a 21-3 advantage over Cedar Crest. That's second seeded Wilson, seventh seeded Cedar Crest. Now they're going to take on the winner of Central York and Central Dauphin East. And how is that shaping up, Matt?
Right now, it is a shutout in favor of Central York. They lead 19-0 over CD East.
Now, the top seed, of course, is Manheim Township. They've got 8th seed at Cumberland Valley. They play out of the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division, and people around here tell me that some of the best football is played out of the Mid-Penn Division. It is Manheim Township up 7-0 at half over Cumberland Valley. They'll get the winner of Harrisburg-Dallastown. That game takes place tomorrow. Now, let's go to 5A. We look at top-seeded New Oxford. On the road, it's Exeter on the road, the Eagles taking on New Oxford. They are up 14-7 at the half. So Exeter leads number 1 seed New Oxford at the break, 14-7. Isaiah Sensening with an 88-yard touchdown run for New Oxford. If you want to see that, go to 830 Scores because our Adam Cook has it up and cooking. No pun intended. That people can go see it if they want to. All right, so the winner of that game, Matt, gets the Conestoga Valley Shippensburg winner. And is there a possibility of a rematch with Exeter and Conestoga Valley?
Certainly looks like we're halfway there as Conestoga Valley leads Shippensburg 21-6 at the break. So Exeter wins, Conestoga Valley wins. The two teams will meet next week in a rematch.
Yeah, it's a first Division 3, District 3 meeting, I believe, between Shippensburg and Conestoga Valley. My notes are right here. Mechanicsburg leads Cocalico at the half, 21-3. They'll get the winner of Bishop McDevitt and Conrad Weiser. And the Scouts come into this game with a 10-0 mark. It looks like that's going to disappear tonight, Matt.
Looks like the Scouts season is going to come to a close tonight as Bishop McDevitt leads 35-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, McDevitt leads that all-time series 5 games to none. It looks like it's going to be 6 games to none. Also, let's go to 4A. Lampeter Strasburg, the top seed, taking on Elko. This is a rematch of a game earlier in the season where Lampeter Strasburg beat Elko 52-7 in week number 8. Right now it's 42-0. LS at the half over Elko. All right, so Twin Valley has to go on the road to take on Susquehanna Township. What's going on there?
All Twin Valley so far in this one. The Raiders lead 30-13 at the break.
All right, so the other side of the bracket, it is West York and East York. Tell everybody about that score, Matt.
We got a good one, folks. It's West York 5, Eastern York 3, and that is a football score in the second quarter.
That's courtesy of Travis Sparks. So the winner of that game will play the winner of the Wyomissing East Pennsboro game. That game, by the way, Wyomissing home tomorrow against East Pennsboro, is a 1 o'clock kickoff. Note that. It's normally during the regular season a 1:30 kickoff from Bob Wolfram Field, but it's 1 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. By the way, coming up with us in the 10 o'clock hour on the Scoreboard Show, we're going to get a visit from, we do know at least somebody. It's going to be from Why I'm Missing. Francisco Fabian will join us, and hopefully we're going to get an East Penn Borough player as well. All right, Matty, go to 3A and start us there.
In 3A, top-seeded Bermudian Springs hosting Berks Catholic. Bermudian Springs with the lead at the break. It's 14-10. And the 2-seed Trinity hosting the 3-seed Schuylkill Valley. Obviously, the Panthers won Section 5 of the LL, but right now Trinity leads Schuylkill Valley 14-7 in the second quarter.
First postseason meeting between these two teams. Schuylkill Valley lifetime 3-8 in District 3 playoffs. Now let's go to the AA championship game, Steel High and Lancaster Catholic. Now we're a little behind on this score, Matty. We have 7-0 Steel High over Lancaster Catholic. We'll update you on that one. And Delone Catholic, York Catholic still looking for a score there. Let's take a quick time out. We'll come back more here at the half. It's the Scoreboard Show, halftime edition on 8:30 a.m. and 830 WEEU.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch. Duck Donuts taste like nothing else out there. Warm and decadent, dipped and drizzled, and made to order just for you with a duck zillion choices. Donuts as decadent as these pair perfectly with our fresh, hot, or iced coffees. Or refresh yourself with lemonade, milkshakes, and maybe even an ice cream sundae. You deserve it. Visit Duck Donuts at Why I'm Missing today. Open from 7 to 7, 7 days a week. 90 Commerce Drive in Why I'm Missing.
All right, let's take a look at off-the-grid scores here. Unbeaten Shamokin at 11-0, going for the District 4 4A title. They trail Jersey Shore, getting close to the half, 14-7 in that one. Late first half, Bethlehem Freedom with a 14-7 lead over Parkland out of District 11. Also, if you go to District 1, North Penn at home tonight against Haverford. It's a 15-3 lead for the Knights of North Penn. Haverford at 10-1 right now, coming off a season last year, Matt, where they were just 1-9. So it's a feel-good story, looking for a happy ending. I don't know if it's going to happen tonight. What is going to happen tonight is what we're doing on the Scoreboard Show. I mentioned Francisco Fabian, the Why Missing center and the linebacker, the big senior. He's going to join us in the 10 o'clock hour, hoping to get a player from East Pennsboro as those two teams meet up tomorrow at Why Missing at 1 o'clock. Rod Frisco is going to chime in, tell us what happened between Twin Valley and Susquehanna. Adam Cook, Shippensburg and Conestoga Valley. Also, he's going to talk about some of the mic'd up work he's done with us this week. Find it on social media, especially you Wilson Bulldog fans. He did a great one for you guys. Bob McCool will sit in studio with us to talk about the game you're listening to. Jarrett Montalto, the Reading Eagle, will fill us in on the McDevitt Conrad Weiser game. Jack Leckler from the York Daily Record will give us all the details on the Bermudian Springs Berks Catholic matchup. That's a good one right now. Billy Splain, PA Football News, will tell us what happened between Trinity and Schuylkill Valley. Eric Epler will join us as well. He is at Mechanicsburg and Cocalico. So we've got a lot of things covered, Matt. We've got a great game so far, 21-3, still a lot of time. Cedar Crest trailing the Bulldogs of Wilson, but they've got plenty of time to make this a ball game. And that ball game is coming your way in just a few moments. For Matt Knob, along with Michael Haas, I'm Jeff Nolan. We will see you on the Scoreboard Show after the game.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Let Senda Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in the Reading area. Senda has a wide variety of makes and models, and their friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find the car you deserve. Be sure to visit their virtual showroom to preview detailed information about each vehicle on their website, SendaAutosales.com. Visit either of their 2 locations in the city of Reading and Sinking Spring, or call Senda Auto Sales at 610-208-0623.
Welcome back to John Gursky Stadium alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. Halftime continues our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show. And great job back at the WEEU studios by Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob. As Jeff told you, stick around after our coverage here from West Lawn and our Pizza Coma postgame show. We'll have a full rundown on the scoreboard show of all the games going on around the district and catch you up to date. It's a great listen. 21-3 is our score here in West Lawn. Matt Lytle, since you played the position a little bit in your time, and you like to focus on the quarterbacks, let's talk about the quarterbacks. And the matchup is a pretty good indicator why Wilson is on top 21-3, because the quarterback play is definitely on the side of Wilson in 2 quarters.
It sure is. And, you know, we went and talked about it coming into this game. They're very mirror image. They're both athletes. They can throw it. They can run the ball. Great athletes. Gruber is winning the battle right now in the first half. Gruber was 9 of 10 for 106 yards, protecting the ball. That one throw he'd like to have back where, what was his name?
Starry. Yep.
Starry just tipped the ball on that bubble screen and was able to pick it off, but still 9 of 10, 106 yards. Great completion percentage there with Gruber. Custer, on the other hand, for the Falcons, he was 3 of 14 for 43 yards. 3 of 14. I mean, there are a lot of errant throws by Custer. I'm sure he wanted a lot of those back, but just the attention to detail and putting the ball on his players' numbers and making the ball catchable just wasn't there in the first half. So hopefully he comes out and he's throwing the ball better and he's a little bit more accurate.
Well, again, I'll go back to what Nick Lambros talked about to us before the game, and that was last year Cedar Crest was able to pitch a shutout against Wilson in the second half, and they were able to do the same in the first meeting between these two, and they may have to do it here because the Falcons are down 21-3. And again, we mentioned this going to break. We'll mention it again because Wilson is going to get the football to start half number 2. While the wind was blowing in the first half, it is picking up right now. We told you there'll be wind gusts of up to 20 miles an hour. It might be a little bit more than that right now. Lots of people holding on to things right now, including their hats, because it's windy right now here in West Lawn. We'll see how that impacts the play of this game as well, as the Bulldogs and the Falcons ready to start half number 2. And our second half of football is presented by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. Burrell Akings with 11 carries for 134 yards are his official numbers and half number 1. Of course, he had the 3 touchdown runs as well for Wilson, as this kick is on the ground and will roll past past Monty Greer and into the end zone. And so the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. Matt just gave me the numbers for Maddox Gruber, his brilliant first half, 9 for 10 throwing the football, 106 yards, no touchdowns and the 1 pick. He also carried it 4 times for 31 yards. But it was the ground attack of Akings making a big difference. In terms of receivers, Michael Glover, the big piece of the puzzle, receiving the sophomore tight end with 4 catches to lead the way for Wilson for 49 yards. Bulldogs will start with a naked backfield with Gruber, 2 each way for the senior. And Gruber's going to keep it himself, and Gruber will get a little but not much as he's immediately grabbed by Tristan Long, big defensive tackle, will wrap up and throw Gruber to the line, down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a great play by Tristan Long, coming out from the D-line position, D-tackle position, 5'10", 270 pounds, and he showed some quick feet there, pulling Gruber down for no gain.
Yeah, because we got a chance to see this, and Cedar Crest no doubt did as well. Gruber is not an easy guy to bring down in the open field. And with that spread out look, that's pretty much what it was. But Long wins that battle, puts the Bulldogs now in a 2nd and 10. Same look for Wilson. And now Akings will shift into motion, and they'll hand it off to him on a jet sweep. Akings tries to turn the left side, gets a couple before he's forced out of bounds. And they'll spot him at about the 24 to pick up of 4.
Yeah, Akins came from the field in motion, jet sweep handoff into the boundary, and Akins got up the field for a gain of 4. And nice job keeping it to 4 yards by Caden Tirado, the other Tirado, senior 5'10", 170-pound defensive back.
Jaden Carter will flip to the left side of the offense for Wilson. Eli Dean, the receiver, on the right side. Now Glover will split out into a slot on the right with Zulinger on a wing on the right. Now Akings will go in motion. He'll shift out of the backfield. They'll go throwback for Carpenter. He needs a block. He'll get the block. He'll get the first down across the 30 and the 35-yard line as Wilson will pick up a first down.
Quick throwback screen there to Carpenter to the boundary. You know, he took one step up the field. Gruber put it on his chest, and really nice job. The rest of it was done by Carpenter getting up the field, making a couple people miss. Enough for the first down all the way out to the Bulldogs' 35-yard line.
Picks up 11 on the play. Good job by Cam Koch to get out there from his guard spot and get out there to help lead the blocking to get the 11-yard pickup and the second catch of the game for Carpenter. First and 10 at the 35-yard line. This time Gruber's going to keep it himself. On the zone read, makes a man miss at the 40. Gruber gets spun down close to midfield, but he'll move the chains again.
Almost a 15-yard run there, scamper by Gruber, all the way out to almost the 50-yard line. I think they're spotted at the 49, so a 14-yard gain there by Gruber. Just, you know, shake and bake, getting up the field and getting down on the ground to protect himself.
Again, just that zone read where he puts the ball in the belly of Akings, reads the line of scrimmage, and then kept it himself. To the 49-yard line, as Matt said, of Wilson. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Their second first down in this drive. It's first and 10 at their own 49-yard line. This time he'll just put it right in the breadbasket of Akings. He's into Cedar Crest territory and close to another first down. Looks like Carell Akings will get stopped a yard shy of that first down marker.
Yeah, nice off-tackle run there by Akins for a 9-yard gain, following Zulinger up the hole, and Zulinger led that maybe an 8-yard gain.
Yep. And the wind is whipping around to the point now where they've literally got to hold on to the football, make sure it doesn't roll away before it gets snapped for the Bulldogs in a 2nd and 2 now at the Cedar Crest 43-yard line. They look to the side of the field. Jeremy Palm signals in what he wants them to run on 2nd and 2.
It's whipping around so much, the Bulldogs' kicking net just got blown over.
Now Monty Greer will shift out of the backfield, leaving Gruber there by himself. Is he going to run? Is he going to throw? He's going to run. Looking for a block. They string it out, and eventually Starry will shove him out of bounds, and a flag comes in.
They're gonna call that on Starry for the extra shove on Gruber out of bounds. But really nice scramble there by Gruber, getting all the way out the field size, taking it to perimeter and getting just past the sticks, enough for the first down.
So the run for Gruber will give them the first down. And as Matt said, shoved after the play was over with out of bounds. Actually, they're going to call a face mask on Starry on the tackle, not the shove out of bounds. So it will be a penalty assessed after the play is over with. So a first down run for Gruber, and then another on the penalty as well. And that will walk the football. They walked it off, and now the referee is calling them back.
Not sure what that's about, because if it was a face mask, maybe
Right.
a 5-yard face mask.
That must be the case. So they signal the play to start from the 36-yard line. So it is a 5-yard first face mask penalty. And it'll make it first and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 36-yard line. Akings on the handoff, sweep to the left side, needs a block, gets the block from Glover, turns it upfield to the 30, and then gets spun down at around the 28 or 27-yard line.
Glover did a nice job there on that lead block, leading Akins up, and he actually turned back just to make sure that number 3, Damian Greer, did not make the tackle on, coming from his defensive back position, didn't make that tackle in the backfield.
Akings does get 8 on first down, makes it 2nd down and 2 now for the Bulldogs. The wind's strong enough that actually dust dirt from the baseball field down to our left and behind the end zone, blowing across the field here at Gursky Stadium. It's 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line for Wilson. Akings again will get the handoff. Akings trying to dance his way for a first down. Don't think he's going to get there. Good job that time by Cedar Crest to stack him up, and that was Tristan Long again on the tackle, denying the first down run for Akings. Makes it 3rd down and called a yard for Wilson.
Yeah, him along with Nate Harbaugh, senior 6'2", 255-pound defensive lineman. wrapping him up.
15th carry of the night for Carell Akings. And that should put him right around the 1,000-yard barrier on the season, but not now because he gets buried in his own backfield. Toss sweep, and Malachi Victor was there to greet him for a loss back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, the penetration there by Malachi Victor. He was up the field in the back, Wilson's backfield. As soon as Akins got the handoff, he got popped.
Loss of 4 on the play puts the ball back to the 31-yard line. And now what do the Bulldogs do here? And this win right now, kicking is just not an option. So it's 4th and 5 now for Wilson, back to the 31-yard line. Big spot here for the Cedar Crest defense. They can get off the field. Akings again, the back in the backfield. Zulinger wing slot on the left. Glover slot on the right. Gruber looking for the little dump-off passes behind Akings and incomplete. Gruber under a heavy rush just threw that thing like a hot potato, and it never really developed, and Cedar Crest comes up with the stop.
Yeah, Gruber just floated it over Akins' way, and Akins actually didn't even have his head around when Gruber released the ball because he had so much pressure. But, again, it just a little bit of an errant throw, and Akins wasn't ready for it. First down, Falcons on their 31-yard line.
So the big play by Malachi Victor puts a stop to the Wilson ground game and ultimately forces them to throw the football. And that time it was Landon Klein who was in Gruber's face and forced him to throw it faster than the Bulldogs would have liked. And now Cedar Crest has the football. 21-3, Wilson on top. 6:11 to go, third quarter. Falcons' first drive starts from their own 31-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield now for Custer. He's going to keep it himself on the option, and he won't have an option. He is buried immediately, dropped in the backfield, and now the flags come in. That was Ethan Harding's going to get called for a taunting penalty. He stepped over the top of Custer after he brought him down, and the 2 flags came in immediately. And if that's the case, it's going to be a personal foul and a 15-yard penalty against Wilson. That's the call. You saw it, again, it's a point of emphasis in the game of football. If you watch the Penn State game, you saw it happen firsthand there, and that's exactly what happened here. And that quickly, it's a first down for Cedar Crest. Taunting penalty and a 15-yard personal foul, the penalty of the game against Wilson, gives Cedar Crest the first down. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at the 48-yard line. Custer in his trouble in his own backfield, makes the man miss and turns it into a gain out to midfield. Jackson Custer was in a world of problems as Mel Gaston had a shot at him. He made him miss and turned it into a nice gain.
Yeah, lowered his shoulder. Custer got upfield, lowered his shoulder, and brought the lumber to Monty Greer. Monty Greer, coming up from defensive back position, made the tackle on the play. Gain of 7 yards on that run by Custer.
Just shy of midfield for Custer. Second down and a long 3 coming up now for Cedar Crest, just on the edge of getting into Bulldog territory. Late substitutions coming on the field for Wilson. Little swing pass out for Cam Tirado. He makes the catch, steps into Wilson territory, shy of the first down marker, however.
Great job by Custer getting that ball off, getting it out, another like swing route, wide route to Tirado, but maybe a gain of a half a yard on the play.
Actually, may have gained nothing on it. I thought he was into Wilson territory, but apparently he was not. They're marking him down right at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be third down now coming up for Cedar Crest at the 49-yard line. So again, another huge spot here for the Falcons. 3rd and 4 from their own 49-yard line. Custer, straight drop, has time. Now he steps up. Now is he going to run? He's going to take off and run with it. Escapes 1 tackle, but will not escape the pursuit of the football by the Bulldogs. Wow. Christo Hunsinger, Cam Zulinger wrap him up right around midfield.
Hunsinger, Zulinger, Klein, all in on that tackle, keeping Custer from getting up. He was close. The pursuit kept him from getting that first down.
They spotted just across midfield. It looks like Cedar Crest. RJ Young is out there, their punter. But is he out there to block as a lineman? Again, he is 6'7" and 235 pounds because Cedar Crest in a 4th and a short 3. They're going to go for it. I mean, they almost have to go for it in this spot. 4:24 left to go in the third quarter. They're down 21-3, and they're going to go for it.
Empty backfield.
They need 2.5 to get the first down. Custer, quick hitter, pass. It's Young, and he dropped the football. R.J. Young had the first down, but he dropped the football.
R.J. Young, number 11, 6'7", 235-pound senior. That ball was thrown in a hurry right at him. He had enough for the first down, just hit his hands and popped out.
Took a look upfield to see where the defense was and dropped the football. And Wilson will get it right back on downs with 4:11 left to go in the third quarter. It remains 21-3. Now the Bulldogs have great field position, just shy of midfield. Gruber with Akings in the backfield. Michael Glover right now lined up on the wing on the left. It's like Cam Zulinger on the wing on the right. And the give is to Akings. Akings steps into Cedar Crest territory before he's wrapped up by Starry and brought down at the Falcon 45 at a gain of 6.
Yeah, nice off-tackle run there by Akins, following off-tackle with Glover at tight end and number 73 for the Wilson Bulldogs. Big. That was Avery Manara.
2nd and 4, right back to Akings. Akings trying to find some daylight, not going to find anything as he's wrapped up. A big second half going on right now for Tristan Long. He's making a ton of plays at the line of scrimmage for Cedar Crest as he wraps up Akings after a gain of just 1. It's 3rd and 3. Starry now comes up to the line of scrimmage, lined up on the right side of the defense, with Cedar Crest having 5 at the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 3. Gruber's going to keep it himself, and Gruber's going to turn it upfield. Gets a block. Gruber inside the 30. Steps aside to the 20, and Maddox Gruber will step his way into the end zone. Gruber looked like he was going to get run out of bounds. He looked like he was going to get bottled up, but he turns it into a 44-yard touchdown run.
Off-tackle run there to the short side of the field following that big left tackle, Avery Manara and Glover. Following Akins' block, Gruber takes it through the rest of the way, breaks one tackle, and off to the races for a touchdown. Touchdown Bulldogs, 27-3 with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go.
He is so elusive with the ball in his hands, so hard to pin down. Again, it looked like they were going to run him out of bounds, but he stays in bounds and he sidesteps the tackle. It just cannot wrap him up. And Gruber turns it into a big run. And now on comes Christo Hunsinger from Gruber's hold to attempt another extra point. Snap is good. The hold is down, and the kick is good. With 3:04 left to go in period number 3, Bulldogs extend their lead. It's now Wilson 28, Cedar Crest 3. We'll take a timeout. Back to West Lawn with more on WEEU in Reading.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Are you feeling hungry? Then come to Wyomissing Bakery and Restaurant for breakfast or lunch. The best bakery and buffet in Berks County, with fresh fried chicken to homemade donuts, they got you covered. And you can even order off the menu. Everything is fresh, never frozen, and always homemade from scratch. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery is open daily from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. For the full menu and specials, go to WyomissingRestaurantandBakery.com. Get your feast on today, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
28-3, Wilson on top. Bulldogs looking to be in prime position of hosting a district semifinal. If this score holds up, that's exactly what they'll do next week. Again, they'll take on the winner of Central York and Central Dauphin East. During the scoreboard portion of our halftime show, we got the score that Central York was up on top in that game. And this time, the return by Eli Beard for Cedar Crest, trying to go east to west against Wilson's special teams, and that is not going to work out for him, as he will not get to the 35-yard line. With 2:56 to go in the third quarter, Falcons back up against the wall, and season on the line, start from their own 31 or 32-yard line once they spot the football. Call it the 32. Yeah, Cedar Crest, 3 losses on the season. Week 3, they lost to Warwick. Nick Lambros just shook his head. He talked about that game beforehand. He said, we just made so many mistakes in that game. They got better. Then they lost the game here in West Lawn against Wilson. 2 weeks later, they lost to Manheim Township. Those 3 losses on the season. Custer wants to throw for it. Looks left, throws back the other way for Warren Evich. A little bit of a low throw, but Warren Evich didn't catch the football. It's an incomplete pass. It's 2nd and 10.
3-man route there with R.J. Young, and then you had Warren Ovich. Warren Ovich did like a little inside-out type of route, came inside, and ball was just low, uncatchable, coming from Custer to Warren Ovich.
So Custer now 4 for 17 throwing the football in this football game. Receivers have not helped him out a whole lot as well, as Warren Evich will come out, split out to the right side. Christian Viveros will split out on a slot on the right. 2 backs on the backfield either side. The give is to Zimmerman. Zimmerman with his first substantial gain, if you want to call it that, on this night as he's across the 35 to about the 37 or 38. Zimmerman with a gain of about 6 on the play. And that by far is his best run of the night.
Yeah, and Zimmerman tonight coming into the game, I mean, he's been on fire running the ball. He's 165 carries for 1,482 yards, 9 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's been the bulk of their offense outside of Custer, carrying the ball.
Ran for 182 yards last week in the win over Hempfield. He had 2 rushing yards in the first half. He just ran for 6 there. Put Cedar Crest in a 3rd and 4. They'll go back to the ground game, but nothing doing this time. Again, running between the tackles. This is not working out for Cedar Crest tonight, as Zimmerman will get maybe a yard to the 39, and it puts them quickly in a 4th down spot.
Big defensive tackle number 53, Junior Catul, led the charge there for the Bulldogs, wrapping Zimmerman up on that play.
And that quickly, Cedar Crest is going to punt the football again. So a very quick series and a punt coming up here for the Falcons. And Akings will be the lone man back to return that kick for Cedar Crest. Booming kick with a wind at his back. R.J. Young will sail this one at the 5 and will roll into the end zone. So with a wind at his back, R.J. Young flips it around the other way, and Wilson has the football again with 1:22 left to go in a fast-moving 3rd quarter. And the Bulldogs are on top 28-3. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 20.
That was an impressive punt. Even with the wind at his back.
So Maddox Gruber now 10 for 12 throwing the football in tonight's game. 117 yards, and now he's run for a touchdown as well. He's zeroing in on 100 yards rushing. Terrell Akings over 150 yards rushing on the night. It's Gruber going to keep it himself on the option. Gruber's at the 30. Straight arms his way out of a tackle at the 35 and eventually run out of bounds just shy of the 50. Maddox Gruber with another Bulldog 1st down run all the way to the 47-yard line.
Read option, pulls it out from his running back and just takes it off tackle up the sidelines. I mean, Gruber's feeling it right now. His legs are warmed up, and are recovered from that 78-yard punt return.
That got called back.
Yeah.
He got a little rubber-legged after that. Who could blame him? But I said he was zeroing in on 100 yards. Well, he's over that now after he just ran for 27 yards and a Wilson 1st down. Looks like Monty Greer is now in the backfield as Akings comes to the sideline. Akings, the junior, Greer, the sophomore. Here's a toss sweep for Greer. Zulinger goes in motion, sets a block for him, and Monty Greer is going to run this one for another Wilson 1st down inside the Cedar Crest 40 down to about the 37.
Toss sweep to Greer to the boundary. Greer looks like he's got deceptive speed because he doesn't look like he's hitting that hole hard, but he's moving. He's moving and breaking tackles and getting by people in a hurry. So really nice run there by Monty Greer up the sidelines to the boundary.
For a 15-yard gain inside the Cedar Crest 40, they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 38-yard line as we'll hit a minute left to go in this 3rd period. Bulldogs on a drive here. 1st and 10 for Wilson at the Cedar Crest 38-yard line. 3 bunch to the right for Wilson. And Greer remains the back in the backfield. Now here's the handoff to Glover on the jet sweep. And Glover slips a tackle. Flag goes down as Garrett Starry will wrap up Michael Glover. and bring him down at about the 31. That was not the pop pass. That was actually a handoff to Glover, but a flag goes down as he cut up field.
They're going to call holding on Greer and the Bulldogs on that run by Glover.
So it'll be 10 yards from the spot for Wilson, which it's right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe a little bit further back. So it'll remain first down now for Wilson. So it will push this back to the Bulldog the Cedar Crest 48-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 20 for Wilson. Again, this was something we talked about this with Doug Dons beforehand. I asked him what was the difference in the first game. Why was it so low scoring? He said, well, from our standpoint, it was holding penalties. Must have been 5 or 6, he said, holding penalties that put us at 1st and 20. It's 1st and 20 for Wilson, the 48-yard line. Their 6th penalty of the night. Greer again is the back in the backfield as they're rotating both Akings and Greer back there. And it's Greer who gets the handoff, makes a man miss in the backfield. But great pursuit by Cedar Crest will wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain at 2nd and 20.
Yeah, Landon Klein tackles him in the backfield. 5'10", 205-pound linebacker. Called his name a few times tonight. Klein's done a really nice job. And he almost got tackled by one of his his teammates almost wrapped him up first prior to Klein getting there.
Wilson will not bother to take another snap. They'll let the third quarter tick down, and there's 12 more minutes left to go in this one. And for Wilson to move on into District 3 playoffs after 3, it's Wilson 28, Cedar Crest 3. We'll take a timeout. Back for those final 12 from West Lawn on WEEU in Reading.
Enjoy a slice or two at Paradise by the Slice. Delicious daily deals. 85-cent wing night every Monday. Taco Tuesday along with burritos and quesadillas. Pick up a Philly John Wednesdays for cheesesteak night. Plus weekend specials and, of course, pizza! Delivery available in Wernersville and Sinking Spring. Call 610-670-8888 or you could just take a trip to Paradise by the Slice. 63 East Penn Avenue in Wernersville. Find out more at paradisebytheslice.com.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away, Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
We start quarter number 4 alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. 2nd and 20 for the Wilson Bulldogs is going to call Maddox Gruber's own number, and Gruber will dance his way inside the Cedar Crest 40-yard line. Looks like Maddox Gruber may have just moved the sticks for another Wilson first down.
That was opened up. That was Glover coming in motion, kick out block that really ultimately just was the reason Gruber got up the field for that gain.
Yeah,
he gained back 11
yards.
He
got
that.
back what they lost on the
20.
penalty. That's my mistake. He got back to the original stick, so call it 3rd and 9. So it's an 11-yard run for Maddox Gruber, and the ball is at right now the Cedar Crest 37-yard line.
I was wowed by that Glover kick-out block because he pancaked his guy on the kick-out.
He's lined up on the tight end side on the right now on 3rd and 9. Monty Greer will go in motion behind Gruber in the backfield. Gruber wants to throw it, but he's going to get chased out of the pocket. Almost lost his footing, and now he's going to go down. And there's Tristan Long again with another play for Cedar Crest defensively, and he'll get a sack.
Yeah, Tristan Long did a nice job wrapping Gruber up. He was about to start his scramble to get into the field, and Tristan Long wasn't having it. Just like a bear hug Gruber and wrapped him up. Senior 270-pound defensive lineman.
First sack of the game for Cedar Crest comes at a big spot for the Falcons. It's going to cost Wilson an opportunity here. Instead, now they're going to punt the football. Christo Hunsinger is also their punter. First time that Wilson is punting the football tonight. Warren Evich is the return man, and this one will just sail into the end zone with the wind at his back. Christo Hunsinger almost punted that through the uprights.
It was almost
good. I think in Australia that might be 6 points. I'm not sure about Australian rules football. I'm not up to this. I'm not up on the rules like I should be, I suppose.
He was just short of hitting the crossbar.
So instead, Cedar Crest will get it on the touchback at their own 20. 28-3, our score remains Wilson on top. But again, in that particular spot, I'm guarantee you Doug Dons will talk about that holding penalty that took Wilson out of a chance to be in Cedar Crest territory and ultimately forces them to punt the football. And Falcons 1st and 10 from their own 20. Jackson Custer in the backfield with Isaiah Zimmerman. Christian Viveros is split out to the left side. 3 others to the right. Dump off pass for Zimmerman. His first catch makes a man miss. Zimmerman across the 25 and out to about the 26. So maybe trying to get Zimmerman the ball as a receiver, since running with it's not working.
Yeah, Custer did a nice job giving way in the backfield. I think it was a slip middle screen there to Zimmerman, and Zimmerman did a nice job catching that ball and getting up the field, making a play for 6 yards, 6-yard gain.
His 8th catch of the season puts Cedar Crest in a 2nd and 4. R.J. Young in there as a receiver. 1 of 3 for Custer to his left and 1 to his right. And Custer will keep it himself, and Custer will take it for a Cedar Crest first down. First down of the second half for the Falcons is on the quarterback keep across the 30 to the 32, and 6 more on the ground for Cedar Crest quarterback Isaac Custer.
Christo, number 11, Christo Hunsinger on the tackle there for the Wilson Bulldogs, 6'2", 195-pound linebacker. In pursuit, tackling him from behind.
9:25 remaining in this football game. Again, I remind you to stick around for our Pizza Como post-game show here. Matt will be down the field with winning coach and some players as well. And then we'll head back to the WEU studios. And Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob with our scoreboard show and a rundown of everything that's going on in football. Here the ball is loose. The exchange between Custer and Zimmerman, and the ball's on the ground. Wilson says they have it. We'll wait until they pull the bodies off the pile and decide who has it. No signal yet. Wilson's signaling it. There it is. Wilson football. So Cedar Crest first turnover of the night. It's been a problem for the Falcons throughout the season with fumbling the football, and it turns it over here.
E.J. Brownback coming up with a fumble recovery.
Cedar Crest on the season that's their 13th fumble of the year. And the Bulldogs get it back.
23rd fumble of the year.
Right.
13th they lost.
That they lost. That is correct. They have recovered some of their own times of putting the ball in the ground, but Wilson has the football now at its own 30-yard line. Gruber looking for it all, looking for a receiver, and Jaden Carpenter, but he will not be able to hold on. The ball was floating in the air. Carpenter trying to break it loose, just couldn't hold on. It's incomplete.
Almost a little bit of a flea flicker type of play. Hunsinger threw it up, and it hit Carpenter in the end zone. He got both hands on it, and when he hit the ground, the ball popped loose.
So the incomplete pass will make it 2nd and 10 for Wilson. Again, they start this drive from the Cedar Crest 30-yard line.
Nice little Kansas City Chiefs wrinkle there by Henny and company.
Christo has thrown it on the season. He was 2 for 2 throwing the football. Now, unfortunately for him, he's 2 for 3. Christo, a great baseball player as well. He's also on the basketball team for Wilson. Now the Bulldogs, seeing the clock ticking down, are going to call a timeout. We'll take one with the Bulldogs with 8:36 left to go in the football game. Wilson on top, 28-3. They've got the ball. We come back to West Lawn. You listen to High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group on WEU in Reading.
Hey, football fans. Sir Speedy Printing is your one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Whether you need top-notch printing, signs, posters, and banners, or a direct mail marketing campaign, they're ready to help. Get the quality products, services, and experience your business deserves. Give Sir Speedy Printing a call today at 610-670-2090 or visit their website, sirspeedy.com.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Door. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Following the timeout by Wilson, Correll Akings on the carry, but as he runs around the right side, a flag thrown right behind him. That's going to be another holding penalty against the Bulldogs. 7th penalty of the game against Wilson. Going to back them up. This time it won't be 1st and 20. It'll be 2nd and 20 for Wilson.
Check that. Monty Greer coming in motion, getting the ball on that play.
And instead, it's back at the 40-yard line. So 2nd down and 20 for Wilson after the holding penalty. Akings now is the back in the backfield. Sidecar left of Gruber. 3 bunch to Maddox. Gruber's left, and 1 split out to the right in Eli Dean. They're going to run the option left side, but Gruber's going to turn it back to the right way. 35 and brought down from behind by Landon Klein inside the 35 and about the 33-yard line.
Great pursuit and staying after Gruber by Klein. Klein's been busy on that defense in that defensive linebacker position.
I got to think it's awfully frustrating to play defense when you're chasing after Gruber. He's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah, because he's so shifty. He's like a scat back. Really, a slot receiver is really his ultimate position. Right. But at the quarterback position, he's not real tall, and he gets lost behind some of the big offensive linemen.
He's 165 pounds. You just want to pop him, but you can't get a shot at him. It's 3rd and 13 as a result of his 7-yard run. Now he wants to throw for it. Fires it across, and it's caught. Michael Glover with a catch at the 20. 1st down pickup for Wilson.
A little curl route there by Glover at the tight end position, and as Glover was coming back, Gruber threw it inside, and Glover, as big as he is, still made a diving catch. Got up, popped right back up, and was ready to run for some more.
5th catch of the game for Glover. Wilson 1st down at the 20-yard line.
Glover, 6'3", 220-pound tight end, so he's not a small kid out there. I mean, a big man moves real well.
Unofficially, that is 1st down number 21 of the night for the Bulldogs, who now have it at the Cedar Crest 20. 6:55 and counting left to go in the football game. This time, Gruber going to roll it with it by himself. Left side flag is down as he's at the 15-10 and out of bounds inside the 10 and about the 6. It'll be 1st and goal if it stands.
It's coming back. You got Glover and Hunsinger, both tight ends moved at the same. They're both in motion at the same time, so can't have 2 tight ends moving together.
There is a Cedar Crest player down, however, on the play.
Holding his leg.
Yeah, pointing to his right leg as the training staff comes out to check on him. I'm not sure who that player is, and we won't speculate. With 6:41 left to go, there is an injury timeout on the field. Wilson's on top, 28-3. We'll wait and see how this ultimately looks in terms of the injury situation. But Bulldogs in command of this football game. But the 1st down run for Maddox Gruber is, indeed, as we said, going to ultimately get taken off the playbook on the penalty for 2 men in motion for Wilson. So with the injury timeout, no, stay here. He's that quickly. He was about to get up, and it is. Looks like everything's okay. He'll come off the field. It's Cole Stevenson, who was the player shaken up for the Falcons. So he was able to jog off the field under his own power, so that's obviously a good thing. And we'll wait and see that they walk off the penalty. Should be 1st and 15, and is for Wilson, back to the 25-yard line. Christo Hunsinger will split out to the right side. Eli Dean split out to the left for the Bulldogs. Glover and Zulinger both on the right side for Wilson. Hunsinger now goes in motion. And they're going to give it to him, but he put the ball on the ground, and he'll just fall on it. They put him in motion, they turned him around, and he took the handoff on the sweep, but he dropped the football and then fell on top of it. Malachi Victor fell on top of him.
Little H-zip motion by Hunsinger going across the ball, bringing it back, taking the handoff, and coming back to the boundary, and just had a exchange issue, and luckily got back on the ball. Loss of a couple. Now you got loss of 1, 2nd and 16 now on the 25-yard line.
Clock will hit 6 minutes by the time Wilson gets this snap off. Akings sidecar right. Cedar Crest puts 7 at the line of scrimmage to give his to Akings, looking for some daylight at that line of scrimmage. He'll get stood up as he pushes forward to the 20 and maybe back to the 19. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty, and that's about it. Gain of about 7 for Akings.
Yeah, nice little jump cut there. You know, he was going off tackle, and there was nothing but blue and white in the hole. Jump cut, cuts back across the grain, and gets it upfield for a nice 8-yard gain.
To the 20-yard line. Call it 3rd and about 11 for Wilson. They have to get just across the 10-yard line to move the sticks on 3rd down. Gruber looking left, now looking back across the middle, looking for Hunsinger, but it's too far out in front and incomplete.
Yeah, nice post route there by Hunsinger on the backside, and Gruber just put a little bit too much on it. Hunsinger diving effort and just couldn't come down with it.
Stops the clock with 5:05 left to go in the ball game. It's now 4th down for the Bulldogs, 4th and 11 from the 20. Like Wilson will go for it again. They've got the wind to their back, but it's a violent wind to say the least. Hunsinger clearly has plenty of leg to kick this if they would opt to, but it is such a strong wind. It might be hard to control it as much as anything. It's 4th and 11 at the 20. Akings the back in the backfield. Now Zulinger will go in motion. Gruber play action fake, rolls out, just threw that at the ground. Maddox Gruber was in trouble, and he knew it with Connor McCracken coming in right at his face, and he just bounced it at the feet of Christo Hunsinger, incomplete, and Cedar Crest will take over on downs.
I think it was a designed screen, and Hunsinger was the recipient, and Gruber, you know, senior quarterback, you know, smart decision, just dumps it, throws it at his feet, live to play the next down.
Especially with a 28-3 lead, so Cedar Crest will take possession now right back at their own 20. With 4:59 left to go in this one. Again, Wilson wins it. They will host the winner of that Central York CD East game here at Gursky Stadium next Friday night at 7 o'clock. Custer going to keep it himself. Now it's an option toss for Toronto, trying to turn the right side. Won't get much. Maybe 2, and that's it. And Monty Greer is there to wrap him up for the gain of just 2.
Yeah, nice little shifty move by Toronto, get upfield to get a couple. You know, Wilson's defense have been playing really, really good ball tonight, and been tough on the perimeter, trying to get outside. Falcons have been trying to get outside all night, and Wilson's done a great job containing them.
I go back to what Ernie Wahlberg talked to us before the game, the defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, about how the fact that Wilson's linebackers, it was the worst game they played all season long. I'll remind you that Cedar Crest had 7 points in that football game. It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line. This is Zimmerman trying to get something, a little delayed handoff. He'll get a couple across the 25, maybe to the 26, and that's it.
Worst they played all season. Well, tonight they've been executing offensively and defensively, you know, at the tight end position and linebacker. E.J. Brown back at the middle linebacker position. He's had a great game tonight, too.
Yeah, it's a sophomore in Brownback, the 3-year starter, and Brady Klein inside. And then Hunsinger is on the outside with Aiden Kramer in there as well as Ethan Harding. They kind of rotate into that other linebacker spot. It's 3rd and 4 now for Cedar Crest at their own 26-yard line. Custer naked backfield looking for the quick hitter. Pass is caught. Good for a 1st down. I believe that's Toronto who made the catch, or Viveros. It's actually Viveros who makes his first catch. It's good for a Cedar Crest 1st down.
Nicest accurate throw tonight out of Custer. I mean, really stood tall, hit Viveros on the sidelines, enough for the 1st down. So great throw and catch.
7 yards when they needed 4. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Clock now hits 3:10 remaining in this one. Viveros now will come split out the left side with Warrenevich slot left. And Custer will try to run right instead, but he'll run right into another Wilson Bulldog right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
E.J. Brown back in on the first to put his head in on that tackle.
Safe to say we're going to be calling that young man's name for a while here in West Lawn. Just a sophomore. E.J. Brownback been starting since the beginning of this season. He is a special player and a really good linebacker for this Bulldog team. And he wraps up Custer actually for a loss back to the 32. Call it 2nd and 11. Custer will hand it off for Zimmerman, trying to get outside, and Zimmerman gets knocked down That was Harding who knocked him off stride.
Hunsinger?
Actually, it was Hunsinger.
Yeah.
Christo Hunsinger knocked him off stride at the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 5 for Zimmerman, but it's 3rd and 6.
It was a nice tackle there by Hunsinger because Zimmerman had a hit of steam. Without that tackle by Hunsinger, Zimmerman had a lot of grass and a lot of room ahead of him. 3rd down and 7.
Clock inside of 2 minutes left to go. Ticking down on the Falcons season. Great season for Cedar Crest. Again, you heard in our pregame show tonight with Nick Lambros that a win for Cedar Crest for the first time in a District 3 playoff since 1997. He was a senior on that football team when they got to the District 3 championship game against Central Dauphin and lost, but they obviously won to get to the District 3 championship. That was in 4A when there was only, of course, 4 classifications at that time. Cedar Crest will call the timeout here with 1:36 remaining in the football game. And invite you again, don't forget, stick around for our Pizza Como post-game show. We'll have a Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, our American Diner play of the game. And Matt will be down in the field talking with winning coach Doug Doms and some of the winning Wilson Bulldogs. Wilson will win their win number 610 on the season. Also will win their 43rd District 3 playoff game. They've done that in 32 seasons. Wilson has not won a district championship since 2016. Beat Cumberland Valley in that final. They'll get to the semifinals with this win, and they'll host that semifinal next Friday night. 3rd down and 6 for Cedar Crest following the timeout from their own 37-yard line. Bad snap. The ball's on the ground. Coster doesn't dive on it. Wilson, I believe, will recover it, and it's Cam Zulinger on top of it. He does. So another fumble.
That is the 24th fumble on the season for the Falcons.
Looked like it was both a low snap and also a snap that Custer was not yet expecting. And Wilson, with 1:30 left to go, can pretty much just line up, take a couple of knees, and move on for another week of high school football. Wilson has won 7 District 3 titles, starting, of course, in 1989, and that was the team, of course, that went to a state championship with Gary Collins as its quarterback. And again, the last one in 2016. Haven't been to the district final since 2021. They're one step away from that now after this win tonight. So Wilson will take what will probably require 2 knees. So they take the first snap. Once the clock ticks down, Maddox Gruber takes a knee. And we'll have to take one more, it would appear. But another outstanding job by Wilson's defense as well. They hold Cedar Crest to just the first half field goal. And the offense takes care of itself. And when it's all said and done, Wilson will move on in a pretty comfortable and pretty convincing fashion as well, with what will go down as a 28-3 victory as Gruber takes that final knee. And that will do it for our game as the seconds tick down and Wilson moves on. The final score, Wilson 28, Cedar Crest 3. Again, we'll take a timeout, back with a whole lot more in our Pizza Como postgame show when we get back after this on WEEU in Reading.
Enjoy a slice or 2 at Paradise by the Slice. Delicious daily deals. 85-cent wing night every Monday. Taco Tuesday along with burritos and quesadillas. Pick up a Philly John Wednesdays for cheesesteak night. Plus weekend specials and, of course, pizza! Delivery available in Wernersville and Sinking Spring. Call 610-670-8888. Or you could just take a trip to Paradise by the Slice. 63 East Penn Avenue in Wernersville. Find out more at paradisebytheslice.com.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
Enjoy a slice or two at Paradise by the Slice. Delicious daily deals. 85-cent wing night every Monday. Taco Tuesday along with burritos and quesadillas. Pick up a Philly John Wednesdays for cheesesteak night. Plus weekend specials and, of course, pizza! Delivery available in Wernersville and Sinking Spring. Call 610-670-8888 or you could just take a trip to Paradise by the Slice. 63 East Penn Avenue in Wernersville. Find out more at paradisebytheslice.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Welcome to the Pizza Como postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to help keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports card and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. Wilson Bulldogs with the victory. They will move on in the District 3 6A tournament, and they will take on either Central York or CD East when that game ultimately goes final. But it is the Bulldogs moving on to the semifinals, and as a result of that, they will host that game next Friday night here at John Gursky Stadium in West Lawn. Doug Doms rallies his troops around him. Matt Lytle waiting in the wings. He'll have that conversation with Coach Doms once that conversation is over with. But Wilson did a little bit of this and a little bit of that tonight, but it was mostly what they did on the ground. It was Carell Akings in the first half with his legs and a lot more of Maddox Gruber in the second half with his legs, getting the job done for Wilson offensively. And ultimately as well, it was a great job of Gruber just mixing in the passes as well. Really only made the one big mistake of the night, and that was in that second quarter with the interception. It was a really well played, very well done defensive play by Garrett Starry to get into the passing lane. He just read the play exceptionally well. He saw what was going to happen with a little bubble screen set up, and Garrett Starry stepped in and took it away. Really the only mistake that Maddox Gruber made on the night, but he certainly made up for it in his performances. He ran for 130 yards. He threw for 130 yards as well. And Carell Akings will be over 1,000 yards now on the season. He needed 149 coming in. He's around that. He was in great shape to have that, and all of a sudden Cedar Crest kind of put a clamp on him a little bit. Give Cedar Crest credit. They held the Bulldogs pretty much in check in that second half, with the exception of just the one long touchdown run by Maddox Gruber. Much like Nick Lambros talked about, the fact that they've done a pretty good job of shutting them out in the second half, but just dug themselves too deep of a hole in the first half. And as a result of that, the Bulldogs were on top, 21-3 at the break. The touchdown run by Maddox Gruber, the lone scorer in the second half, and Wilson with the W tonight, 28-3. So again, for Wilson, in what is this, their 32nd appearance in the District 3 playoffs, they are now 43-24 all-time. As I mentioned, they have won 7 District 3 titles. The first one in '89 with Kerry Collins and crew. They came right back in 1990 and won it, what is known as the Fog Bowl, when Wilson scored the game winner in the fog at Hershey Park Stadium on the touchdown pass from Chris Adams to Dean Carreras in the back of the end zone. They beat Cumberland Valley and John Ritchie 34-32. Then they came back in 99, 2008, 2012, 2014, and 2016. Those are the district titles. It's eluded Wilson since then. They'll still need to at least win one more game to get to a district final. But right now, they win this one by a final score of 28-3. So again, Matt waiting on the field for the opportunity to talk with Coach Dobbs. And before he can do that, we'll take a look now at our player of the game, and that's brought to you by the Reading Fightin' Phils and their all-new Redners Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The Art Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the Art Phils all-new Redners Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redners Event Center at the Art Phils. Go to artphils.com/events for more information. And our player of the game is Wilson running back Carell Akings. Again, he was the story in the first half. 3 touchdown runs on the night. number 10, 11, and 12 on the season. And Corell Akings had over 100 yards rushing in the first half, and ultimately, unofficially, just shy of 160 on the night. Unofficially 19 for 158, which will put him over 1,000 yards in his junior year. But the 3 touchdowns in the first half that gave the Bulldogs the 21-3 lead. And then ultimately, Maddox Gruber added into it as his legs carried Wilson for their 4th and final touchdown of the night and the 28-3 victory. So the Bulldogs will move on. And Matt Lytle's now caught up with the 4 amigos, if you will, the 4 tight ends. Matt, go ahead, take it away.
Guys, Matt Lytle, WEEU. Heck of a game tonight. I just got a little bit of a fact. 4 incredible tight ends, H-backs, whatever you want to call it. Great defensive players as well. So raise your hand if you played quarterback at some point for Wilson. 3 of the 4 of you, right? The only one who hasn't played any quarterback is Glover. Talk to me about the tight end room. Do you guys have like check marks, or you guys for pancake blocks?
Yeah, Crystal, you had 10 today. That's all I know. We come into this game, we know we're a great group out here. We can perform, help our team win. So that's what we do when we come out here.
Yeah, the execution tonight, the game plan was outstanding. I thought you all did a great job, hat on hat blocking. Just for a couple stats, Akins had 19 carries for 158 yards. Gruber had 130 yards on the ground, and I attribute that a lot tonight to the 4 of you guys executing, blocking. So it doesn't go unnoticed by a former quarterback. So I'm trying a little competition here. Who's going to have more yards next week, or who's going to have the most catches next week? Any takers?
I think me.
I'm going me.
I'm good for my 1 deep ball game, and that's more than anything.
1 deep ball game. Glover.
I'm gonna try and take it. I let my guys get the ball, but I'm gonna try and get the most.
And I think you had the most catches.
Yes, sir.
So congrats on that. And
thank you.
The only
they should go down as carries. They were handoffs.
Right. The only downside to tonight, the only mistake was really that little screen to you, where you guys had 4 to the slot, threw it to you, and it was just I know Gruber guys executed flawlessly tonight. Congrats on the win, and good luck next week here versus either Central York or CD East. Yeah, congrats again, guys. Yeah, congrats, guys.
Matt Lytle talking to the 4 tight ends. Of course, that's Christo Hunsinger, Cam Zulinger, Brady Klein, and Michael Glover. And now get that little picture taken as well for Matt Lytle. And waiting in the wings is Doug Doms for the opportunity to talk to Matt Lytle after this is over with. Now they're going to try to get Doug Doms in the picture as well. So doing a little photography work in addition to the radio interview. But again, these guys have earned the opportunity. 3 of them, of course, are seniors and getting the opportunity to be on the field. Go ahead, Matt. You got Coach Doms. Take it away.
Coach Doms, Matt Lytle, WEEU. Congrats on an impressive win tonight. Just ask you this. I know you guys played them earlier in the season and it was a 14-7 game. What was the difference between that game and tonight?
I think we did a better job blocking the edge. We had an awful lot of hold calls. We had several holding calls tonight, but we did a much better job blocking the edge. And defensively, I thought our game plan was pretty good. We gave them that one big play, the quarterback on that quarterback counter. But other than that, we shut them down pretty much. So, and Maddox Gruber.
From the week leading up to the week of practice leading up to tonight, how was the practice? Were the guys focused? Was it because the execution tonight? It was flawless. Outside of Gruber's little interception there on that bubble screen to Glover, I thought you guys executed the ball flawlessly.
Yeah, the kids are focused. They really are. I mean, I'm very happy with the way they've been practicing. We geared it down a little bit last week in the bye week. Give kids a chance to recover, but. They're focused. They pretty much executed the game plan. A couple slips here and there that we didn't, that we had to clean up. But, overall, they're ready to play.
Corell tonight had 158 yards rushing. Gruber had 130 yards rushing. Akins with the 3 touchdowns. The 4 guys that we just had up here, we were talking to, and Glover and Klein and Hunsinger and Zulinger. I got to get all four of those guys down. There were a lot of blocks tonight, hat on a hat, just executed, blocking wise. And, you talk about wanting to manage the perimeter and get the edge. You guys got it, whether it was strong side of the field or the boundary, but you had a lot of breakaway runs into the boundary. Was that part of the plan?
The four tight ends, and they all block pretty well. And, we got called once or twice in the hold, as I said, but they do a good job of getting set in the edge. And then Rel and Gruber both do a good job, getting to the edge. And if they don't get the edge, they cut it back inside. So either way, it's a plus for us.
Does it matter who you play next week? Are you rooting for one over the other?
No, it sounds like Central York from what I heard for the score, but I think they were up 27-7 or something like that.
Central York? Looks like it's going to be Central York. So Central York here next week, Friday night at 7 o'clock?
Yeah, I think the last time we played them, Pribula was a senior.
Who was the senior?
Bo Pribula, the kid that's
Pribula. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep,
So,
he's doing all right up
and we beat them at their place, so now they got to come to our place. So we'll see.
Home field advantage. Well, Coach, awesome win tonight. I thought Wilson executed outstanding, and wish you the best next week in the district semifinals.
Thank you.
That was Doug Doms, who wins his 195th game, and the Bulldogs do move on to play Central York. By the way, we broadcast that game when the Bulldogs beat Central York and Bo Pribula, and Wilson just took him out of the game and ultimately ended his career, sent him off to Penn State to play for the Nittany Lions, with Wilson winning that game. That was the year after Bo Pribula and Central York had gone to the state championship game and lost to St. Joe's Prep. But the Bulldogs ended his career in the district semifinals, and they will face them again in the district semifinals. But as Coach Dom said, that one was up there, and this one will be here in West Lawn, as that will be the next game. Time for us to take a look now at our play of the game. Tonight's play of the game is brought to you by the American Diner in West Reading. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late-night snack, you'll find a variety of menu items and homemade desserts. American Diner serves breakfast all day, and dinner entrees include dinner rolls and butter, soup and a salad bar, and a choice of potato or vegetables. There's a full senior citizen menu, and veterans receive a free breakfast item on Veterans Day. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and serving the community for generations since 1994. We go back to the second quarter. Wilson had the football. They had a 14-0 lead. They had it 2nd and 4 at the 26-yard line. They handed it off on a sweep behind Cam Zulinger. Carell Akings turns it up the field and runs it for a touchdown, 74 yards, and the score. And the Bulldogs had themselves a 21-0 lead, a 21-3 lead, ultimately to finish off the first half, and a 28-3 game is the final score. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and run through the highlights of tonight's games, and then take you back to the WEU studios, ultimately for our scoreboard show, all when our Pizza Como postgame show continues after this on WEU in Reading.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como postgame show. Just having some fun at Matt Lytle's expense because he just busted on him about the photo op he took down in the field. He said he didn't want. I believe him. I just thought it was funny. Let's take a look at our scoring highlights in this one. Cedar Crest got the football first. They picked up a first down, but that was it. They had to punt the football. Wilson took possession on a short field. Maddox Gruber with a short return gave Wilson the football just inside Cedar Crest territory at the 48-yard line. It was a 2nd down and 3 at the 14-yard line, and they went to the guy who turned in to be our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, Carell Akings. And Greer goes in motion right to left. The give is to Akings, trying to go around the edge. He's got the edge. He's got the 10, the 5, touchdown Bulldogs.
Nice off-tackle run to the boundary there, and that was led by Wilson Bulldogs. Great lead block there by Jesse Etchberger, junior, 6'2", 225, offensive lineman.
Well, we talked about it throughout the game. Doug Doms mentioned it to Matt Lytle as well about the blocking on the edge and a big difference that they weren't able to do against Cedar Crest the first time around, but they did it there, and they were far from done. Next series for Wilson started it from their own 29-yard line with 5 minutes and change left to go in the first quarter. They ultimately got themselves down. A little pass to Michael Glover got them down into great field position on a 1st and goal at the 8. From 2nd and goal at the 1, they went right back to the same man. Bulldogs go with that power eye with a couple blockers out in front. They go right back to Akings, and this time, no problem. The Bulldogs right back in the end zone. Corral Akings' second touchdown of the night, his 11th of the season. Bulldogs on top 14-0 after 1 quarter of play. Cedar Crest comes back and gets a field goal, a 24-yard field goal from Ethan Bowman is how they lined this one up with 9:38 left to go in the second quarter. Ethan Bowman to attempt the field goal. Warren Evich is the holder. He takes a knee at the 14, so it's going to be a 24-yard field goal attempt, and it's good. So Cedar Crest opted in that particular spot after being in a 1st and 10 at the 12 and ultimately ended up backed up to a 4th and 6 at the 7. They decided to try to get some points on the board. They were able to do that, make it a 14-3 game. That was the good part. The bad part is Wilson got the football right back. After a touchback, they started at the 20. Akings picked up 6 yards, put him in a 2nd and 4 at the 26, and right back to the ground game. Cam Zulinger will go in motion here, but the give is to Akings to follow Zulinger, and he'll take it for a first down ride. Now he's across the 40, across midfield. Corral Akings is going to take it to the house one more time. 74-yard touchdown run for Akings. That was our American Diner play of the game, and that gave the Wilson Bulldogs a 21-3 lead at halftime. And ultimately, Wilson got one more score on the night. They had seen enough of Corral Akings, perhaps, at Cedar Crest defense, and so it was Maddox Gruber's turn as the Bulldogs had it 2nd and 3 from the Cedar Crest 44-yard line, and Gruber called his own number. So with Cedar Crest having 5 at the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 3, Gruber's going to keep it himself, and Gruber's going to turn it upfield. Gets a block. Gruber inside the 30, steps aside to the 20, and Maddox Gruber will step his way into the end zone. Gruber looked like he was going to get run out of bounds. He looked like he was going to get bottled up, but he turns it into a 44-yard touchdown run. Well, that may pretty much sum up Maddox Gruber on any given Friday night here in West Lawn. He is a tough guy to wrap up, and the Bulldogs will move on as a result. Again, both Gruber and Corral Akings over 100 yards rushing. Gruber over 130 yards passing as well. Matt Lytle back in the studios. Matt, just some final thoughts in this one. We talked about Wilson throughout this game, and now we've got the opportunity. It's the 3rd time we've had the opportunity to see them. To know what Wilson is now versus what Wilson is when we saw them in the middle of the season against Governor Mifflin, and I'm sure Doug Doms would say what they were in August. All night and day. They just continue to get better and better, cleaning things up. Yeah, they make mistakes here and there, but the talent level and the experience now that they have, these guys have gotten that experience now into their 12th game of the season coming up next week. They are just going to be a tough out.
Yeah, they're a fundamental football team, right? They don't make a lot of mistakes now. After 10 games, 11 games into the season, and they're multifaceted, right?
That's a great way to look at it.
They're multifaceted.
Yeah.
You got the 4 tight ends, you got Akins, you got Monty Greer, you got Gruber. They have weapons at their disposal. They can throw the long ball. They can get out on the perimeter. They can pound it down your throat. Or they can spread you out and they can throw it, or they can beat you with their tight ends. I mean, they can beat you a lot of different ways. And having Jeremy Palm and Chad Henne, 2 former quarterbacks there, setting up the offense and some of the schemes is very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, it's really very much a case of taking the talent that you have. They don't have the wide receivers because their best wide receiver is their quarterback. And so what do have? We talked about this at the Man Township. What we do have is these 4 kids who can do a lot. And we can make them blockers, we can make them pass catchers, we can make them run with the football, get the ball in their hands, and then make them and allow them work with those 4 guys, those 4 tight ends that you just talked to on the field, and use those guys to our advantage. Not look at it as a disadvantage that we don't have the split ends that we'd like to have, but look at it as the advantage that we do have is these 4 tight ends and then 2 good backs in Akings and Greer, and Gruber.
Not to mention 3 of the 4 tight ends played quarterback at some point
Right.
in their career.
Yeah.
So having that knowledge at quarterback makes you so much stronger and more knowledgeable
Right.
playing another position.
Absolutely
That's
true.
a big benefit.
Yeah, and then let's not forget the defense, because Ernie Walber's defense dials up a good one again tonight. They just, I mean, again, Cedar Crest just could. They're what they wanted to do is, and that's what Nick Lambros talked about, that they needed to run the football. They couldn't. Other than Jackson Custer's big run, that 50-plus yard run, you take that out of the equation, there's just about no offense for Cedar Crest tonight.
Yeah, that sophomore running back Zimmerman, they shut him down, and you know he had 1,700 yards rushing on the season, or close to it. But they shut him down. I mean, whether it was on the perimeter or up the gut, he was not a factor tonight.
Yep. And so the Wilson Bulldogs are moving on. Cedar Crest sees their season, a good one for the Falcons, but they come up on the short end of the stick tonight, so they finish their season at 8-4. Wilson moves on. Doug Dom says they're moving on to play Central York. You'll find that out on the scoreboard show that's coming your way, coming up when we are finished here, which is right now. Thanks to Wilson Athletic Director Drew Kaufman and the staff here in West Lawn for the hospitality. Michael Hawes, Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob back at the WEEU studios for keeping the show on the road, and now they'll take the show as well. For the scoreboard show coming your way next, for Matt Lytle, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks as always for listening to high school football. College football comes your way tomorrow. Penn State at Washington. Nittany Extra comes your way at 6. 6:30 is the pregame show time. Steve Jones, Jack Ham from Beaver Stadium, Washington and Penn State. Saturday night football here at WEEU. And then Sunday afternoon, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, 4:25. Merrill Reese and Mike Quick will be in Dallas for the call of the football game. For us, we'll be back here next Friday with more high school football coverage on WEEU.
One big game tomorrow.
That's correct. Why miss Spartans in action tomorrow? Matt and Jeff will give you the scores of all the other games. And again, why missing East Pennsboro tomorrow afternoon? That's a 1 o'clock kickoff at Bob Wolfram Field. So for Matt Lytle, my name is Bob McCool. Final one more time. It's Wilson 28, Cedar Crest 3. Bulldogs are 10-1 and moving on to the District 3 6A semifinals. Thanks for listening, everyone, and watching here at WEEU. Have yourselves a great weekend. We'll be back with more high school football next week.
This has been High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU.
High school sports here on 830 WEEU are brought to you in part by Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Duck Donuts, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Ready, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Paradise by the Slice, Senda Auto Sales, Pizza Como, Reading Fight and Fills, Savage Auto Group, Sir Speedy Printing, Why I'm Missing Family